in the moment. And it
was
wasn't
right
just
in front
me.
of you.
It was right
You're
in
in the
front of
south
me.
stands.
Yes,
Yeah.
it was right in front of me. And it wasn't just me. Most of the people in the section were like, what are you doing?
Take the points.
You take the points. And again, that is not with the benefit of hindsight. You know, I'm turning to my buddy Jerry, who's like 3 seats down from me, saying, what is he doing? What is he doing?
Now, did you just meet Jerry in the game, or is this a guy that you really know?
No, Jerry. I met him yesterday for the first time. He's a big Bronco fan. He runs a Broncos Instagram account. So like this company flew him from Houston to the game. Long story, but I'm turning to him going like, dude, no. And then when the play call happened, for it to be a pass on 4th and 1 with your backup quarterback, guys, I'm telling you, and it does not give me any pleasure to say this, and you may have said it already this afternoon. That is Sean Payton's arrogance and hubris, not only wanting to win it, but winning the way that he wants to.
Yep.
And that there was not enough rooted in football substance that led me to believe that made sense. And he wants to do the middle finger thing. He wants to follow through on the watch out. And it cost the Denver Broncos a trip to the Super Bowl. And I heard James Marilat say this, and I agree with him. You were in the AFC Championship game because of Sean Payton, but you're not in the Super Bowl because of Sean Payton.
Right. Well, hold up. Now, I don't know if I can go that far. I don't know if I can go that far because, yeah, you get the 10 points. It's 10-10. Tell me where else you're getting the other points from.
Line up Will Lutz the right way so he's not a yard in front.
Will Lutz he needs to do that. Nobody else lines him up. He does. He's a professional.
Sean can call a timeout.
Cease. Nobody can see the field. Nobody sees the field numbers. So you're going to tell me that Sean Payton's counting that man's steps, a professional, and say, well, you lined up a little bit to the left. That's not how it works. So, yes, I do agree. I agree that it was a bad decision, but I also understand why he did it. Okay, you're trying to go up 14. Okay, it's early in the game. You're trying to make sure that you keep this momentum going. Was it the right decision? No. Take the points. Give your defense a break because they have been doing their part. Mm-hmm. But also, I understand that he is trying to be aggressive it could be because of the snowstorm. It could be because of the momentum. But to sit here and say that we would have won if we got those points, tell me where we were going to get the other points. Let's miss 2.
Hold on a second.
Yeah, we're talking about the first half before the snow came in.
Okay, so the first half, where's the other points?
Hold on a second. You're acting as if everything unfolds the exact same way that it did. Like when you hang points, like the texture of the game changes. So it may not unfold exactly the way that it actually did. I thought the temperature of the game, they had 12 yards in the entire first quarter.
You're talking about the Patriots.
Yeah, I'm talking about the Patriots. They couldn't do anything. So I curious to hear what you guys think, but the aggressive move lends itself more to we're going to need to score. Like this is going to be a higher scoring game. Yes. We're going to need these points. But that wasn't the actual fabric of the game. They couldn't do anything on offense.
And I would say this of like, yeah, there's always the what if. But if it's 10-10, does he even call that play where Jarrett's 7 yards short to Marvin Mims? And if he does, is he telling Jarrett, that's not your first read? We don't need the big ball right now. We need something in the middle of the field to keep the clock running, maybe get to the hash that Will likes. I don't know for sure either. I don't think any of us do. But it hopefully, I hate using hope with Sean Payton and his play calling because I feel like an idiot, but hopefully it takes a little bit off of Sean and you're calling more manageable plays for your backup quarterback.
And I agree. I'm with you guys. Take the points. And I said it earlier. That was a slap in the face to the defense. The defense is doing a hell of a job.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Give them a little bit more leeway, saying, okay, we have 10 points. Now we can stop them, knowing if they score a touchdown, we're still up in this game. And I think for Sean, it was like, yo, you're being too aggressive. But then again, haven't we been sitting here saying, Sean, we want you to be aggressive? Be yourself?
Yeah, but this isn't Bo Nix. Your best playmaker on the team, on offense, is Bo Nix. So you have to act accordingly. And I'm going to say this too. I think that if Sean Payton was a CEO head coach and not the play caller, there's no way you go for it on fourth down. It was a fourth and a long 1 yard as well. And you're dropping back to pass? Stidham's he's running away from the line of scrimmage.
Dude, the play itself, we dove deep into this today. I've watched it 90 times. He rolls to the right. Adam Troutman couldn't seal on the inside, so his block is being pushed to where the ball is supposed to go.
Yeah.
RJ's running out. Jared was locked on RJ before the snap.
He made his
He knew that's where
decision
it was.
before the
Watch
ball
it
was
again.
snapped.
Yep.
Watch little Jordan Humphrey turn around at the sticks.
Wide open.
Put his butt on the defender. The defender actually still goes right because that's where Jared's rolling. Leaves Lil Jordan. If Jarrett wasn't bird dog and just knew where I was going pre-snap, it's a first down to Lil Jordan Humphrey. But he had his mind made up.
I agree with you, and that right there. That's a situation of you're practicing and you're repping it in practice, right? It's 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, and it's a play call where the running back kind of has that V line. You're doing the fake boot, and right away you're trying to get him the ball, right? And I've done that play multiple times. I've had success with it, and then again, there's a couple plays where the defense sniffs it out, and usually the quarterback, like you said, probably goes to Lil Jordan Humphrey if you're paying attention. And that's in that case. I'm like you guys. All right, Jim Stair had it in his head. I'm rolling and I'm throwing it to RJ for this first down and moving on. Which bad decision. If you're gonna do something, probably just try to run it.
Yes, and I was just gonna say, if you're going to go for it on 4th down, which in my opinion is just the wrong thing. You have, and are they a little bit overrated? Sure. But you do have the most expensive offensive line in the entire league, and you're playing a backup quarterback. Why are you putting it in his hands in that moment? The guy hasn't thrown a pass of any significance in 749 days, and you're asking him to send you to the Super Bowl with his arm on 4th and 1. And here's the other thing, guys.
And you're so adamant about having a fullback and 19 tight ends on your roster.
And
how about you hand it off to the fullback? You did
Right,
earlier.
that's what I'm saying.
and I know you guys mentioned this. But it wasn't a scoring play. We're acting like they're going for 14 points. They're going for a first down to make it a tighter red zone area where the Broncos have been terrible
1 yard
this season. Literally. So it wasn't on the 1 yard line and it's a scoring play. It's a play to unlock a new set of downs and try to score in the tight red area where the Broncos have been dysfunctional this year with their starting franchise quarterback. And you're without him. And that was, I'm telling you guys, the thing that bothers me the most about it. And I've been trying to walk this line of like it was a magical journey this year. Straight up magical.
Yeah, and we're going to have time to be able to talk about that.
That's tomorrow.
But also, like, you
For sure.
We're never sure how windows in sports work.
Mm-hmm. Or life.
And it's like, right. So it's like, man, yes, are the Broncos just getting started? I've been saying that phrase for a couple months now. Yes, but damn, man.
So, Cease, Josh, was that the play? Was that the play that lost us?
Yeah. I went as far to say today as if they're not back here, because nothing's guaranteed, Zach, I'm with you. Cecil's with you too. If they're never back in this spot, and now we're down to 3 years with Bo on a rookie contract, if they're never back in this spot, and I said you don't have to be the number 1 seed, you don't have to have 14 wins, but if you're never back in an AFC championship game, Sean Payton's legacy is 4th and 1 against the New England Patriots.
You know what? You may be right on that. If they never get back, and here's the thing, guys, they set the NFL record for 1 possession wins.
Yeah.
It was a special, unique year.
And that happened with Kansas City. They broke Kansas City's record a year ago. They couldn't win a 1 possession game. There's no promises with this stuff. You think Lamar and Baltimore are going to be down and KC not gonna, you're never sure. This was the most wide open landscape. So while I do have gratitude on the year, we should be talking about our initial thoughts on the Seattle Seahawks. And do I think that the Broncos would have went and won in the Super Bowl? No. No.
Well, that's going to be the next question, right?
But it's like, dude, making the Super Bowl is a gargantuan task. Just getting to the game.
Yep.
5 coaches ever have repped a team from the AFC and the NFC, and it would have been 6. Sean would have been the 6, and he got in his own way. But it's the ego, the part that drives me nuts. Because I genuinely believe if he was just the CEO coach and not a play caller, you're not going for it. You're not passing it on 4th and 1.
By the way, the what if stuff, J.K. Dobbins telling media today, I'm 100% playing in the Super Bowl if we're there. Now, he would have got 8 carries, but he would have been there to play for the Super Bowl.
He would have got 8 carries.
I mean,
we can definitely discuss that. Like, is that true or not? It's easy to say that now that the season's over, right? It's like, hey, I would have been there. But how does the foot react throughout the week? How does the foot react after the 1 play? You might be there, but are you doing what we need you to do? And that's be explosive. The 5 yards, averaging 5 yards every time you step foot on that damn football field. Who knows?
To sum up your feelings, ZB, and my feelings are very, very similar. This might have been your best shot. You don't know that. And you were clearly the superior team. That's what's if the Patriots wax you 38-3, oh God, they had no chance. Jarrett Stidham, whatever. They should be in the Super Bowl. And that's the most disgusting. I called it grotesque. The most grotesque part of this is the Denver Broncos are the superior team, and they're not going to Santa Clara.
Yeah, and by the way, had they have won that game yesterday, they would have snapped the tie with the Dallas Cowboys. They would have snapped the tie with the San Francisco 49ers for a second most Super Bowl appearances of all time. And I like stuff like that. I like titles like that. Even if you went and lost, like you're playing in the biggest game in American sports. But
the ultimate thing is going to a Super Bowl and winning. We're sitting here talking about just go there. But it's about winning. You go there and you lose. Do you talk about the loser? Do we talk about the loser? Do you talk about the
If I get invited to the house party and don't hook up, I'm still talking about the house party.
And I want to see Sam Darnold against this Broncos defense.
We're fans.
I want to see Sam Darnold against this Broncos defense. Yesterday was the first time he ever did anything under pressure this year.
You want to see Sam Darnold with the defense, but don't you want to see the team when they're at their best?
Yeah, no kidding.
We're not the best without Bo Nix.
No, that's what I'm saying. You're down your franchise quarterback.
So we're just there to have fun?
No.
Is that it? Like we're just
there to win.
For a
You're
good
there to
time?
win.
Yeah, you're going to go try to win the
Nick
game.
Bonino ain't there to have fun. He's there to win.
Saying you don't think we're going to win. Did you think that we're going to beat Seattle? Tell me, do you think that we can beat Seattle?
With Jarrett Stidham, it would be more difficult, but give me that defense against Sam Darnold.
I know what you're saying, Phil. They don't beat Seattle.
Okay. All right.
So, look.
But again, I still like to be there.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'd like to be.
Let's call it spade a spade. We want to be there. All right? But it's all about winning. If we're going to be there, have a good chance to win the damn Super Bowl.
Yeah, but they blew the game to get there.
Let's have a conversation about that.
We'll do that next.
Sean Payton said he couldn't coach scared this week, and he certainly followed through. But did his aggressive mindset cost the Broncos a shot at the Super Bowl? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Brands pros trust at Lowe's. Right now, get up to 35% off select major appliances and choose from our wide lineup of top brands. Plus, save $100 on a Little Giant 22-foot multi-position ladder. Now just $189. Built for strength, flexibility, and job site versatility. Pros, these savings will only be here for a limited time. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 1/30 while supplies last. Selection varies by location. See Lowe's.com for more details.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
All right, football fans. Foundation Kia wants you to catch a ride to the playoffs in an all-new Kia Sportage plug-in hybrid.
We got cars, yes we do!
With all-wheel drive, bold style, and smart tech that reads the field, this SUV is built for the mile high.
Woohoo!
Go Gridiron! Go big savings! Go Foundation! See us in Wheat Ridge or visit foundationkia.com and catch a ride.
Are you worrying about those upcoming credit card bills after the holidays? If you're a homeowner, there's no better time than now to call American Financing and wipe out that debt, eliminate the stress, and set yourself up for a strong 2026. The Fed dropped rates for the 4th time in December. American Financing can help you access that equity in your home at an interest rate in the low 5s. You heard that right, in the low 5s. That is a much lower rate than the average 20% or more credit card rate. American Financing is saving their customers an average of $800 a month. That's like a $10,000 raise to start the new year. There are no upfront fees and no obligation to see how much you can save. And they are closing some in as fast as 10 days and even delaying 2 mortgage payments. American Financing, Colorado's home for home loans. Call them today at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000 or online at AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org. APR for rates in the 5 start at 6.196% for well-qualified buyers. Call 303-695-7000 for details about credit costs and terms.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement, and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hardworking partners. So they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan's powered by Hellsberg. Shop and store are at hellsberg.com.
Stay up to date on the Broncos and the latest news from around the league with our NFL insider James Palmer, exclusively on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Mondays on The Rundown with Richie Carney, Tuesday afternoons on The Drive, and Friday mornings on Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, all season long. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app. It's Reaction Monday, powered by Silter-Har Motors. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
Off and rolling. Here on a Monday, January 26th, the day after a day that will live in Denver sports infamy for the rest of time. What up, Phil?
Woo! What's going on? After you said the day after, I thought you were going to say the day after tomorrow. You remember that movie?
I do.
You know, it got really, really cold, and you know what? It was cold at that game. How you doing, man?
Man, I am the most conflicted, I think, behind this microphone, among the most conflicted behind this microphone that I've ever been.
Well, talk to me. What's going on? Is it because you were at the game, physically cold, cheering them on? Like, you know, you end up losing. We end up losing by 3 points. And it's crazy to think that we were 3 points away from tying the game up, find a way to get a field goal in overtime. If you go in overtime, you're going to the Super Bowl.
Let me just start here. It was the single most unique sporting event of my life. Just a total one of one. I have never experienced anything like I did at Mile High yesterday. A game day that I'll remember until my memory fails me. You know, hopefully many, many, many years from now.
Details. It's all about the details, baby.
Well, one, you know, gosh, there's so many layers to comb through here. And speaking of layers, like the temperature drop and the flip, I have never in my life, outside of like a summer storm, like coming in like a rainstorm that just like appears like, holy crap, it just got dark like right now and like rain is coming. Outside of like that, it was the most incredible temperature contrast and flip that I've ever seen. And we knew it was coming. That's the thing. We knew it was coming. Yeah. And again, the layers to this, because we need to talk about Sean, because the ripple effects are just insane.
4 hours, Z. We got 4 hours. We got a lot to talk about.
Yeah. Man, I was layered up. Spandex short sleeve, spandex long sleeve, thermal on top of that, hoodie on top of that, a pullover that when I was the voice of Albany's football program, basketball, they used to give me anything that the players got.
Yeah.
So like at the start of every year, I get like $1,000 worth of like gear. And they gave me like a parka, you know, type deal. So I had the a pullover that could be like a rain pullover type deal, and then like a parka type deal over it. I was so unbothered by the weather when it hit. I mean, I was good. I was so good. Had 3 hats on, 3 winter hats on, 2 scarves. I mean, it was.
Yeah, life was good for you.
But I saw some people that were unprepared, man, and I just felt bad, Phil, because it got so cold so quickly that if you weren't prepared, you were sitting there just absolutely downright miserable.
I mean, Z, they probably had some little juice in their system, and that's why they were like, hey, look, we're just going to go there. We're going to be unbothered as well because we're going to be so drunk that it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, it was an incredible, and then, you know, the helicopter flyover and all the intensity and energy in the building. And, man, it's, you know, as the second half carried on, man, I started to get a sick feeling in my stomach. And, man, leaving that stadium, walking home, I had a pretty good walk. I told you I park at the aquarium, so I walk like a mile, and in that freezing temp, and I just
get your steps in.
The thoughts that were racing through my head, innumerable. You know, from Bo Nix and Stidham to opportunity at the Super Bowl to gratitude for the most crazy ride that we've been on here together.
You're not lying.
You know, Monday after Monday after Monday.
Started during camp.
Yes. Woo-wee. Yes. So I'm just feeling just wildly conflicted, and I have moments of like almost like where I'm like angry.
As you should be, right? Like we were 1 game away from the damn Super Bowl. We were 3 points from tying the game, and 3 points, literally 3 points. If you score 2 field goals, you win that game. That's how crazy this is. But that's how crazy close that matchups can be once you get into the playoffs. Now, I understand the weather plays a part of it. You know, not having our starting quarterback, bad decision-making from the quarterback to the coaching staff, Sean Payton specifically. I mean, there's so much to this, so many layers, like you just got done saying. Just like Shrek. Hey, Shrek told Donkey, hey, the onions have layers. So we're getting ready to get into the nitty-gritty. But where do you want to start with all this? We started with crosstalk, and it felt like you guys, it seemed like wanted to blame it on one play.
No.
Okay.
No.
All right.
No. But you I think that's where you start, because I think it's the most controversial sequence of the game.
Okay.
And it had a direct impact on how that thing unfolded. And so it sounds like you, well, I don't want to put words in your mouth.
So
in the moment, what were you thinking?
In the moment, I'm like you. Why do you not take the points? All right, you have some momentum. You have a damn good field goal kicker in Lutz, who's very accurate where you were just at. All right, you have a backup quarterback that's playing for the first time. All right, he hasn't taken a snap since 749 days, and now you're telling this man, all right, on 4th and 1 that you're going to have to keep the drive alive by passing the ball, when all you had to do is kick a field goal, go up by 10, have some momentum, and give your defense something to latch onto. Give your defense something to say, okay, cool, we're up by 10. Gives us a little bit more leeway if we mess up, which the defense did a hell of a job throughout the whole entire game.
Truly.
Of keeping it the scores tight. But if you give them 10 points, maybe they get a little extra edge to them. We need that turnover. We're willing to do a little bit more because we have a 10-point lead. So I agree with you. Take the points. As of right now, there's no reason to be aggressive. It's too early in the game.
And as we were previewing this game, we talked last week about how all of the pressure was on New England.
Yes.
You go up 2 scores, you make that a 2-possession game, they already couldn't do anything on offense. Nothing. 12 yards in the first quarter. They're on pace to go for 48 total yards for the game. It just, man, I'm so frustrated with it because it would have sucked regardless, however the Broncos lost. Yeah. But it felt like that was such a self-inflicted wound, and it didn't make any sense to me, Phil. Like the temperature of the game, and Sean talks about this pretty regularly, actually, about, hey, you know, I say regularly, he's probably talked about it maybe 3 or 4 times since he's been the head coach. Yeah. When he talks about Bill Parcells taught me that each of these games, they take on a life of their own, and there's different ways to win different games. It felt like he did not have his fingers on the pulse of the temperature and texture of the football game.
Well, what it felt like to me was he wanted to be greedy. He wanted the momentum, understanding that, hey, it's Jarrett Stidham and not Bo Nix. He's going to be up against Drake May. Who's your guy that we talked to Friday? Really good with speaking.
Oh, yes, Maury.
Maury.
Yeah,
you know,
from Boston.
Did a hell of a job.
Yeah, he killed it.
The one thing that I took out of that conversation that he addressed was, hey, Drake May does better in the second half. So my guessing is Sean knows that as well. So it's like if we can get a lead early, knowing that we may struggle in the second half, or maybe we don't, but we have a backup quarterback. Let's strike when the iron's hot. I think that's what Sean is doing, being aggressive, being himself. And I said that earlier to you guys. Isn't that what you guys wanted Sean to be, is himself? You know, go with his gut. And if his gut meant to go for it on fourth down, that's what he was going to go with.
Yeah, no, I think that going for it on fourth down and going forward on fourth down and running the play that they did are almost like they live in the same universe, but they're kind of like separate things. Because the play call was horrible. I mean, just dead on arrival. Yeah. Dead on arrival. It looked as if. And I'm not trying to say this literally. Although I did hear, I was hanging out in the CBS was there, in the pregame. And I'm hanging out, and the amount of times that cheating got referenced from Bronco fans to Patriot fans when we're all clumped together behind the set with like Kirk Cousins and all that stuff. And I'm sitting there, I'm hanging out. I'm like, it's cheating. And
I saw a picture of you.
Did you see me on TV? I was on TV for a second. My wife sent it to me. And my kids just think that's the biggest deal.
That wackadoo right there waving his hands.
Yes.
I was just ZB.
And if you want to see it, it's on my Instagram. Just type in my name. It comes right up under the highlights there. But the amount of times that people are like, cheating Patriots, that was like the number one insult. I'm bringing that up because it almost looked as if the defense knew what play call and where the ball was going to go. Yeah. It was that dead on arrival, Phil.
No, it's insane. And I know what Sean wanted to happen. He thought, hey, they're going to try to run the ball. So if they're going to try to run the ball, you're going to be pressured down the middle. You're going to have your end that's going to probably rush in, not going to have outside contain like Jonah Ellis was supposed to do, and you're going to be able to get outside so that you can have that dump off to RJ. If the dump off is not there, then you have someone like Jarrett Stidham who can run for 2 yards, pick up the first down, and move the chains. You're right. It was dead on arrival. It was a bad decision. You might as well just handed the ball off to RJ Harvey or just hand the ball off to the fullback and call it a day.
Yeah. Or kick the field goal, or just kick 2 possessions.
Yeah, or just kick the field goal, and now you're up 10-0.
Oh, my God, and I can't emphasize this enough. Me, along with basically the entire section 129, the South Stands, were like, what is he doing? Why? It was so unnecessary. Okay, we'll circle back. We'll hear from Sean on that, and it's going to get more problematic when we hear from Sean because it doesn't add up, and we'll get to that. Also, what did we make of Stidham? And how much different would things have been if Bo Nix was out there? That's coming up next.
Support St. Jude Children's Research Hospital today for a chance to win 2 tickets to Super Bowl 60. One lucky winner and a guest can win 2 tickets to the big game, attend the exclusive Legends for Charity event, and a meet and greet with ESPN's Kirk Herbstreit, plus a 4-night hotel stay, round-trip airfare, and ride-and-share credit. Go to propeller.la/Super Bowl LX for more details. That's propeller.la/Super Bowl LX. No donation required for entry. See official rules on propeller.la for details. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Are your investments in the right accounts? What's best, traditional or Roth? Are you receiving all available tax deductions? Are you paying as little in tax as you can? These are all questions you can't afford to get wrong. Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth, and in many cases, it's not what you make, but it's what you keep that makes the real difference. Trajan Wealth and Trajan Tax work closely together exclusively. No more guessing about whether you should do a Roth conversion, or if maxing out your 401k is really the best option. Our nationally recognized fiduciary advisors and CPA team work in tandem to make sure your tax strategy works with your investment strategy. We'll even do your tax preparation. One team, one strategy. Isn't it time for a second opinion? Call Trajan today, 720-204-8100. That's 720-204-8100.
Trajan Wealth, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Additional disclosures and accreditation at TrajanWealth.com.
The Ultimate RV Show is returning to the Colorado Convention Center in Denver, Colorado. Admission is free. Join us January 28th through the 31st to shop special show pricing on over 300 fully staged new and used RVs. Get a first look at brand new models. Browse a huge selection of pre-owned RVs. Check out the latest RV gear and accessories and enter to win a new RV. Don't miss the Ultimate RV Show at the Colorado Convention Center, January 28th through the 31st. Get your free ticket today at ultimatervshow.com.
Hey guys, your boy Mark Schlereth here from my friends at Xfinity. Now, when Team USA is on, you can almost see the moment when the kid starts believing, hey, I could be next. Now, while Xfinity can't guarantee that, they can guarantee something super important. That's your internet price won't change for 5 years. No contracts, no commitments. So, while your kid's ordering online or streaming highlight reels, your Xfinity internet price won't change. It will not budge. And who knows, by the time the next Winter Olympics roll around, your kid could be getting fitted for their very own Team USA uniform. And guess what? You'll be paying the same price for reliable Wi-Fi. And there's even more to enjoy with Xfinity Gold Medal Celebration. Now through February 22nd, get our best price on gig Wi-Fi for 5 years guaranteed, just $50 a month. Plus, get Peacock Premium included for 10 years. That's a $10.99 value each month. Xfinity, imagine that. Proud partner of Team USA. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto-paid with stored bank account. Taxes, fees, extras. Actual speeds may vary.
Dan Jacobs with 303 Law 4040. Hey, I got a real cool story I wanted to share with you. Many years ago, my lovely wife Kimberly wrote down a prayer that said, God, make me a lighthouse so I can be a light to others when they're in a dark place. She filed that card away both in her heart and her prayer box. And then about 3 years ago, I asked my wife to leave her job in corporate America and come help me open up 303 Law 4040. And she absolutely loves it. She really feels like helping other people when they are hurting and don't know what to do is her calling. So here's the really cool part. A few weeks ago, a client came in to pick up a check and said to Kim, I really want to thank you. You were a lighthouse to me when I was in a dark place. It gave me chills when Kim told me that. If you've been hurt in an accident, it really is our honor to help you in your time of need. Call us anytime at 303 Law 4040, where you always get to speak directly with me or my lovely wife, Kimberly. That's 303 Law 4040. Go ahead, save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. It's 303 Law 4040.
Okay, does this happen to anybody else? You sit down with a juicy QPC, some McNuggets, and those golden fries from McDonald's. Then you take a long sip of your Sprite because you can still hear your mama saying, don't fill up on that drink before you eat your food. But you're grown now, so you do what you want.
Share and share alike with the 20-piece McNuggets from McDonald's for just $6. Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here from my friends at Cudarelli Vision. I wore glasses for a long time, but when I started needing reading glasses to see menus, text, read stats, to see my computer, I decided to go to Dr. Cudarelli at Cudarelli Vision for refractive lens exchange. It was a game changer for me, and it could be for you too. Join Dr. Cudarelli for his live webinar this Wednesday at noon to learn about refractive lens exchange from Cudarelli Vision. This free webinar is the perfect opportunity to meet Dr. Cudarelli and have him answer all your questions about RLE, like what is refractive lens exchange? How is it different from LASIK or EVO ICL? Why can't you develop a cataract after RLE? Cudarelli Vision is Colorado's most experienced with over 90,000 vision correction procedures. He can tell you when it's your right time for RLE, like he did me. So register for the webinar at coloradorle.com. It's this Wednesday at noon. coloradorle.com.
Need a plumber? Euro Plumbing has the lowest prices in town. Rock bottom prices on whole house repipes, sewer line repairs, even water heaters. 720-500-3000.
This segment on 104.3 The Fans brought to you by Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche.
It's Reaction Monday, powered by Silter Har Motors. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
What did we make of Jarrett Stidham, and how different would things have looked and felt and ultimately resulted in if Bo Nix was playing? I hate that we have to play this game. I hate it.
Yeah, it's not fair. It's not fair because everybody can play that game in life. If this happened to me, then I'd be over here. If I would have had the winning card, I would have $1 million right now. Like, yeah, but you did it. And in this case, somebody out there, maybe it's you, Zach, maybe somebody else. If Bo Nix plays, we win. Well, Bo, he was sitting in there with you.
Yeah.
Like cold. Waving his hand and stuff, wishing he was out there.
Of course. And the fact that I'm still like digesting the fact that Bo got hurt when he did in the game before the title game.
Crazy.
You talk about just the cruel nature of.
Like, what are the odds?
Dude.
Like a couple snaps left in the game, you roll out, it doesn't look like it's too serious. You do a jump cut, you come to the ground, you break your ankle. With literally like 3 plays left.
You can't make it up.
Man.
And I want to, because I said I would do this last week, and I never did. I want to circle back to what are the odds. I want to actually talk about that.
Oh yeah, please do put a pin in it.
Put a pin in it. I'm writing it down.
There you go.
Okay. What did you think of Stidham?
Yeah, I mean, a roller coaster of a game. I mean, at the beginning of the game, Jarrett Stidham did not look good. Then all of a sudden, he started getting some rhythm, was able to get that big play to Marvin Mims, score a touchdown. Jarrett Stidham looks at the TV screen, winks at it. I'm like, oh, he's feeling himself now. He really is. And Sean Payton is willing and dealing as well. It's going to be a good game. But at the end of the day, Z, Jarrett Stidham looked like a backup quarterback.
Definitely.
He looked like the backup quarterback who did not have a bunch of reps under his belt. He looked like a guy that was sitting there stacking up his bread, watching Bo Nix while he was sitting there for 749 days before he finally got on that football field, and it showed. The game was just too fast. Now, I will say this, Z, and I do mean this. People around Jarrett Stidham failed him.
Agreed.
And I'll let you explain, why you're agreeing with me, but when I look at this, you have a backup quarterback that has not played a lot of football, that's in the biggest game of his life. The nerves are running high. He is going to make mistakes. I knew there was going to be at least an interception because Stidham is going to be aggressive because that's what Sean Payton wants him to be. I guarantee Sean Payton that the night before, hey, just let it loose. Be aggressive. Go out there, make the pass to Marvin Mims. Like, try. That's the only way we're going to win the game. So that's exactly what Jarrett Stidham did. But when you have drop passes from Cortland Sutton and Lil Jordan Humphrey, when you have, in that situation where Jarrett Stidham has that backward pass, you have Tyler Bidet who needs to get his ass out of the backfield. I know that for a fact because I was a running back in that same play. I know exactly how that's supposed to look. Get out the backfield and be available for your quarterback that's under distress, right?
Yeah.
He didn't do that. So now you force Jarrett Stidham to do something he doesn't want to do. Now he's thinking too much, trying to be Superman, and you have an issue and a problem, and now he messes up. And now the Patriots have a great opportunity to score, and they score.
And here's the thing, too, Phil. It's, yes, each of those things. Lil Jordan not hanging on to the football. Cortland not hanging on to the football. Throw Jaleel in there, not hanging on to the football.
Jalil's another one.
But I have been, and you got to back me up on this, and I know you will, and I know our listeners will. Even if you listen...
You've been nice to me today, so I will.
Moderately listen to this show. You have heard me say for a few months now, my biggest fear is that the Broncos' inability to run the football is going to get them beat in the postseason.
You've said that from the start when you wanted Breece Hall, right? Like, and we've talked about it even last year. Last year, the Denver Broncos did not have a run game.
Nope.
They did not have a tight end.
Nope.
This year, the Denver Broncos did not have a run game after J.K. Dobbins went down, and they didn't have a tight end. And you have a backup quarterback trying to do something, pull something off that hasn't been done pretty much before or ever.
Yeah, basically.
Has never been done before. You're not winning that game when things are not going your way.
No, and you know what? We have to throw this group in there too. The offensive line.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a first-team All-Pro there at right guard that I watched get whipped multiple times. The Barmore dude had his number. He had his number.
He said it right after the game too. He took that game.
Who did?
The Barmore.
Okay,
Yeah,
I didn't see that.
He had to go back. He was upset that people were talking about this like he couldn't do his job, and he just went full Captain Insano and whooped up on our guard. Period.
Goodness gracious, he was a problem yesterday. He was, so when you have your, hey, this goes back to, I got to catch myself here though. This goes back to when we would have these conversations, what is the identity of the Broncos offense?
All the time. We would ask that every single day almost, I feel like.
Yeah, and then we would basically get to a point where, like, it's just Bo. It's Bo. 2 years in a row, Bo has been the biggest playmaker for the Denver Broncos. Not even close. JK was holding that title with him for a minute there through 10 games. But, yeah, I mean, to muster, what are we talking about here? I just had it here. Okay, 37 yards off 13 carries. Your yards per carry starts with a 2. Not one run for the Broncos went for double-digit yardage. Not one. Not a single carry was popped for even 10 yards. But
are you surprised? Are you surprised, Z? I mean, you said here and you said it this whole time, right?
No.
After JK, it hasn't seemed to look the same. We know that. Now, there has been moments with RJ Harvey, moments with Jalil, but not consistency. It has not been consistent enough where you're like, hey, this is who they are. We can have this version of them every single game. Now, yes, RJ ran tough, but is he a true running back one in this league?
No.
It showed.
No. And it would be foolish to proceed this offseason thinking that he is that.
Oh, they're not dumb. Z, they're not. They know. They know they need to go get help. Now, can RJ Harvey help complement somebody?
Yes.
Can he catch out of the backfield? Can he get the touchdowns? Can he run hard? Yes. There is a role for him in the NFL, and if he takes it and stars in it, he can play for a very long time. But you need a true running back who you can count on first, second, third, and even if you want to go on fourth down, you can count on him. You need an Alvin Kamara, a J.K. Dobbins when he's healthy, somebody like that you can just hand the ball off to and know he can be explosive. And at any given snap, he can take it to the house. That's what you're looking for.
I know you don't want to talk hypotheticals, right?
Yeah.
Do the Broncos win if Bo Nix is available?
I went back and forth on this because, of course, I was angry too. Like, man, if Bo plays, we win the game. If Bo Nix plays, we have a better chance to win the game, Z. But I have not seen enough from Bo in cold weather when it's snowing for me to sit here and say confidently Bo Nix takes over that football game. Drake May struggled. Bo Nix, okay, the last time he's had some type of weather was his rookie year against the Jets.
Didn't look good.
It was horrible. So you telling me now you're in the snow, which is very hard to do. Snow's coming at you. You were there. It's blowing in your face.
It was
it's
nuts.
Wet.
It was nuts.
The snow is building up, so it's hard to run the ball. And your receivers are letting you down. They're dropping balls anyway. If Jarrett Stidham was there or Bo Nix, if they don't catch the ball, it doesn't matter. Does Bo Nix actually matter, or does he make a big difference? Running-wise, yes.
Running-wise,
yes. But is it enough to win the game? I don't know, man. I don't think so. I believe that even with Bo Nix playing, we don't win the game in that weather.
Major pushback on that coming up next.
The Broncos' offense fell flat in the snow, and Denver lost to the Patriots in the conference championship. As the magical season comes to a close, did Sean Payton prove his team is for real? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey, what's up, guys? Zach here on behalf of my friends at the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, talking to you men out there about how you're feeling on this Monday. Are you well rested after a weekend? All right, you're ready to hit the ground running on this Monday, or are you already ready for it to be Friday? All right, because your energy's not great. You're feeling sluggish on a regular basis. Maybe your sleep patterns are off. You're working out, but you don't see the gains that you used to see. And maybe you're having some brain fog and you're getting tired after you eat. Guys, these could all be symptoms of low testosterone, which does happen to us men as we age. You didn't do anything wrong, but I encourage you, go take the low T quiz at RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com and find out for sure, all right? And from there, you can schedule a consult with Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic. They'll draw your blood. They'll have the results within 30 minutes. A Colorado licensed medical provider will review those results with you, discuss your options, and you'll make a decision together with their medical team. There's no pressure, guys. Cost of the appointment, just $99. That includes a medical consult, a T and PSA test. And if you sign up for testosterone treatment the day of your visit, guys, your appointment's free. So don't go through life wondering if you're suffering from low testosterone. Go take that low T quiz at RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
All Americans should do what they can to prepare for the future. Donald Trump Jr. here with an important message. More and more Americans are looking for ways to diversify their hard-earned money, and gold is the perfect solution. For example, A gold IRA from my trusted friends at the Birch Gold Group lets you diversify your IRA or 401k into physical gold with zero taxes and zero penalties. You stay in control with a tangible asset that's held value for thousands of years. And right now, Birch Gold is offering a free info kit to help you understand how it works. Just text the word SECURE, SECURE, to 989898. There's no pressure, no obligation, just the facts. You can't predict the future, but you can be prepared, but only if you educate yourself. So take that first step right now. Text SECURE to the number 989898 today. That's SECURE to 989898.
Hey, it's Mike Evans. How about a New Year's resolution where the commitment takes just one day and yet the results last a lifetime? Address years of hair loss like I did with Dr. Tanya Paul's and Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment using your own natural hair. Advanced Hair restores your bald spot, receding hairline, or thinning, and they guarantee your new hair will grow for life. Celebrate the new year with a free consultation, $250 off, and 250 free hair grafts. Call 720-459-HAIR or advancedhair.com.
When you've been hit by an 18-wheeler, there's 3 things you need to do. First, call the police and get medical care. Second, don't talk to the insurance company alone. And third, call the truck crash lawyers at Berg Simpson Law Firm. Berg Simpson has 50 years of experience holding them accountable and over $50 million recovered after truck crashes. Call Berg Simpson today and let us fight for you so you can focus on healing.
If you've been injured, call Berg Simpson for free now at 303-790-2525. BergSimpson.com. Good lawyers changing lives.
You're listening to Sports Talk Radio at work. So is your competition. So are your customers. Denver sports fans don't half listen. They argue. They text in. They remember stats from 1998. They remember who sponsors their obsession. Audio, video, or online. We've got every angle covered. DenverSports.com. Make your move.
Hey, what's up? It's Zach here. And if you're looking for your new go-to spot in Centennial, the Basketball Social House is it. Award-winning food and drinks, an incredible weekend brunch, and a brand new sports bar entertainment space where you can catch every Colorado game. Even if you're not playing, it's a great hang. But if you are, their private basketball suites are unreal. Full court, lounge, music, TVs, the whole setup. And because you're hearing this from me, get half off your first private basketball suite rental. Just use code HALFOFFHOOPS. Trust me, you're going to love this place.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan's brought to you by Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche.
Tune into Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, Wednesdays at 9:15 to hear ESPN NFL analyst Dan Orlovsky break down Bo Nix and the Broncos every week during football season. Denver Sports, 104.3 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app. It's Reaction Monday, powered by Silter Har Motors. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
Oh, it's over. Man, oh man, oh man, oh man.
Oh, man.
I am legitimately still processing this. Like a 1,000% still sorting through my own thoughts and emotions after.
How you think those players feel? I mean,
Can't imagine.
You know, yesterday they're on that football field, cold as hell, trying to battle to get to the Super Bowl. The next day, you're cleaning out your locker with a trash bag. You may not see some of your teammates again because they're going to be on different teams. You may be coming back, maybe not. I mean, now you're on off-season duty. Now you're going to go have fun, but you wish that you were still playing because why do all this work and come this far if you don't get to a Super Bowl? Now, winning it, like we said, is one thing. But trying to get there and it being in arm's reach, that's the sucky part.
I can't imagine how the processing will go down with these players. And I know everyone's different, but like I'm sitting in the stands. Like I'm just like little old me here. I cannot, and if I'm still processing it, I can't imagine competing in that environment and then digesting the following day or even weeks that your opportunity to go to the Super Bowl, it was right there. It was right there. And I said going into last break, I'll give you pushback, man. I believe with every ounce of my being there's no way the Denver Broncos are losing that game with Bo Nix.
Okay, but
there's no way.
Explain, like not just gut reason. I want to know why.
Yeah.
Like you just said Bo leave.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I didn't say Bo leave.
Well, you said believe.
Yeah.
Bo leave, right? It's Bo Nix.
Bo Nix has earned a level of trust over the last 2 years, and he is an incredible playmaker. And I think that without the straw that stirs the offensive drink, like Bo impacts everything.
He does. He's the quarterback, but he's more than that. He's the identity of the offense.
He is, and he's such a dual threat. That was missing majorly. I really believe, there's several things that led to the Broncos losing, and we'll continue to comb through these layers. But you know what was a real difference? Like, I think the three biggest reasons that the Patriots won was Drake May's legs.
Yes. I mean, there's going to be no pushback. Drake May had over 60 yards rushing that set up a field goal. You end up winning, if you're the Patriots, by a field goal. So definitely.
And his one rush, and he was running like right up the middle, left side, like left middle, like maybe 10, 11 o'clock if you're looking at a clock.
Get you using military terms and stuff. What's going on with you?
What?
11 o'clock.
Well, you know what I'm saying? Like you look at a clock.
Sure.
But I think at one point, because I went back and rewatched the game this morning on TV. Now, I didn't catch every single part because I fast forward through a lot of the, I was just trying to get it done. But I didn't want to come in here without watching the game
on the TV.
Most people watched it.
Yeah.
Most people were not at the game. And I think Jim Nantz said Drake May has carried the ball 5 times and every single one of them went for first downs.
Yes.
And the biggest play of the game offensively for the Pats was that run. And what was it? 28 yards. That 28-yard scamper. And even if the Broncos were unable to run the ball like they have been unable to run the ball.
That's a fact.
You have this other dimension of the offense with Bo's legs. And it was really incredible to see someone else try to fill his shoes that isn't close to the same athlete as Bo Nix is right now. And that was an element that was really costly.
Z, the reason why I say I don't know if we still win the game with Bo Nix, we should have won it without him. If Will Lutz is able to get those field goals to go through, and I know it's tough, and the Patriots kicker missed one as well, but he also made one. You win that game. If Cortland Sutton catches the ball down the middle of the field on 3rd and 9, you set your field goal kicker up when it's not snowy yet for a good opportunity to put points on the board. If Lil Jordan Humphrey catches that ball, sustains that drive, gives you 4 more opportunities to push it closer, because this is all about field goals now, right? You're dealing with field goals, not touchdowns. You're just trying to do anything to get points on the board. And yet we still weren't able to do it. So if Bo Nix is playing and that same thing happens, how do we still win the game?
Yeah, and
Bo Nix cares. It's not like he's just going to take it and make everybody miss and go for a touchdown. That's not how it works.
Yeah, and look, ultimately, you're right. We don't know how it would have gone. But I watched that young man compete his ass off all year, and I just find it really hard to believe. I have to kind of tie half of my brain behind my back to think that if Bo Nix was out there, that you still walk away with 7 points. I don't think so. I really don't think so.
But tell me, explain to me, where are they going to get the points? If people are dropping the ball, how are they? Well, where? Where? The run game? You just got done.
Well, here's the thing. Well, I'll tell it to you like this. They've been dropping the football all year long.
For sure.
This is a bottom 5 drop rate team in the worst kind of way. Sean Payton actually said after the game, that's been an issue all year.
Yep.
And I've watched that same issue sometimes cost the Broncos, but with Bo Nix, they've nearly always, find a way to overcome it. And you're asking someone to overcome something. This dude is trying to chew gum and walk, talking about Stidham.
Yes.
And so they're not the same. They're not close to the same. And I'll tell you this, man, and I've said this before on this show, talking about just life. You oftentimes, your value is often realized when you're not there. And I'm thinking, I've used the same example in the past. I'm thinking of a radio show right now that's got 3 guys in it. 2 of them are TV stars and 1 guy's a radio guy. But when that radio guy isn't there, that show sounds completely different. The whole texture of it is not the same. And it's like, by just you not being around, you get appreciated a little bit more. And by Bo Nix not being available, I'm looking at this offense and I'm looking at Stidham like, yo, what a delta between someone like Bo Nix and Jarrett Stidham. Just a massive Grand Canyon size
But you also
gap.
have to think, too, on the opposite side with the Patriots, what do they do differently? Because they knew that the Denver Broncos weren't going to score on them anymore. That's why they continue just to hand the ball off. They did not care about getting yards. At some point, they were like, look, drain the clock, punt the ball. We know they can't move the ball. So if Bo Nix is playing, the whole game plan for them changes as well. So, like, that's the whole thing is like, if.
Sure.
If Bo plays, my guessing is it's going to be a different perspective on what the Patriots are going to do. It's going to be a different offense or defense out there, and they're going to be more aggressive.
Yeah. Ultimately, again, like I said at the top, I really don't know.
Yeah.
You know, I'm drawing from 2 years of watching the young man and then looking at the performance of Stidham.
Yeah. Does he make a difference? Hell yeah. He's the biggest reason why we're in this position. One game away from the Super Bowl. Does he win the game? Who knows?
Well, I'll say this. There's a real shame to the Broncos' loss that doesn't have anything to do with Bo Nix. We'll talk about it next.
Jarrett Stidham came out on fire, but ultimately couldn't overcome the Patriots' defense. With bad weather and no run game, did Denver's offensive inconsistency finally catch up to them? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. JD Power ranks Sleep Number #1 in customer satisfaction with mattresses purchased in-store and online. And now, the more you buy, the more you save on beds, bases, and more. Limited time. For JD Power 2025 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Check it out at the Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com today.
Joe Fallon did something smart. He saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. With that money, he commissioned a portrait of himself. Does Joe already know what he looks like? Yes. Do guests know what he looks like? Also yes. But not as art. It's Joe's savings, and if he wants to spend it on a velvet painting of himself with a white tiger at his feet, we say, roar, Joe, roar. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Between groceries, travel, and higher prices, it's easy to feel overwhelmed, especially if you're already relying on credit cards to cover the basics. If that debt is piling up, you're not alone. If you're a homeowner, you might have considered reaching out to American Financing, but hesitated because you don't want to give up your low mortgage rate. That's why American Financing created the Smart Equity Loan, a simple, smart way to get your finances back on track without giving up your low mortgage rate. Unlike a HELOC, which can fluctuate with the market, the Smart Equity Loan offers a fixed rate, so you'll have one predictable monthly payment. It lets you use your home's equity to pay off high-interest debt, free up your cash flow, and still keep your existing mortgage intact. There are no upfront fees to find out how much you can save. Call 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
One iced coffee?
$1, please.
For real? No way. One iced coffee?
$1, please.
For real? No way. What a deal.
Your new morning groove. Iced coffee from McDonald's, any size for just $1 until 11 a.m. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
You'd love new windows, but don't want to pay a fortune for them. I get it. Well, January is a great time of year thanks to Window Nation. Right now, they're more affordable during Window Nation's Buy 4, Get 4 Windows Free sale. Plus, you could get them with 0 down, 0 monthly payments, and 0 interest for 2 years. And ask how you could get a pair of Icon Pass 2-day sessions. If you're feeling cold drafts, have trouble getting your windows open or closed, or paying a lot for your heat, it's time for new windows. Don't wait to put an end to your window problems. Visit windownation.com now.
Discover incredible savings at the Mountain High Appliance Clearance Center in Denver. I'm Brad Barnett, president of Mountain High Appliance. Our clearance center offers a huge selection of ranges, refrigerators, laundry, and more. Save up to 60% on open box, scratch and dent, display models, and overstocked appliances from Bosch, Thermador, KitchenAid, and many more. When you're looking for great deals on appliances, our clearance center is your go-to destination for the best prices and selection.
Mountain High Appliance, your favorite appliance store.
Thank you.
Still haven't filed your taxes? Hey, you're not the only one. A lot of good people fall behind. But here's the thing. The longer you wait, the harder the IRS can hit back. Penalties stack up. Interest piles on. The letters get more aggressive. None of it magically disappears. It's why I always tell folks, call my friends at Advanced Tax Solutions. These are not generalists. They don't dabble in tax problems. They live in this world. Resolving IRS issues is all they do. Maybe you're 1 year behind. Maybe you're 10. Maybe you've got unfiled returns, wage garnishments, bank levies, or you're just losing sleep wondering what the IRS is going to do next. Their licensed tax professionals can step in fast, talk to the IRS for you, stop the stress, and start putting a real plan in place. And listen, waiting never makes it better. Every day you delay is another day the IRS gets to tighten the screws. One quick call to Advanced Tax Solutions, that could be the start of a quick resolution. So take control of your tax situation before the IRS does. Reach out to Advanced Tax Solutions today and breathe again.
Denver Men's Hoops hosts Omaha Saturday, January 31st. Tip-off set for 2 p.m. in Hamilton.
Jeremiah Burke, wide open three. Yes, sir.
Create a home court advantage for the Pios. Wear your crimson and gold and cheer them to a victory. Got a group of 10 or more? We have discounted tickets and experiences available. Chat with us online to learn more and save. Denver hosts Omaha Saturday at 2 p.m. Join us.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. You're listening to Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan. It's Reaction Monday, powered by Silter-Har Motors. Leading off with a big story of the day, here's The Drive with Zach By and Denver, Colorado's own Phillip Lindsay.
1 hour in the books. Quicker than a New York minute. Man, oh man, oh man. As we continue to sort through and diagnose yesterday. You know, and I said going into the last break, Phil, there's a real shame to the Broncos' loss that doesn't have anything to do with Bo Nix. And it is certainly a shame that you didn't have your starting franchise quarterback, right?
For sure. The guy who's been there this whole time, the guy that helped you get to where we are today or where we were yesterday in the AFC Championship, and yet he wasn't available to play, that hurts. That matters.
No doubt. But the other shame in this loss is that defense looks like a Super Bowl defense. They were flat out unbelievable yesterday in a way that I didn't know if we would see. I was hopeful and optimistic. Picked the Broncos to win 16-13 or whatever the hell low scoring score it was. But man, I'm watching that group like this group belongs in Santa Clara.
Like they're ready. They're ready.
Yeah.
They're ready to explode. Like they're the backbone of the Denver Broncos, the backbone of this team. We knew that in order for us to get to the Super Bowl, the defense was going to have to play great. They played great, Z. They played great. The only thing I would have asked them to do is get a turnover, which is still a lot to ask. Like, hey, like you guys are stopping them. That fourth down, I think it was bogus. Me personally, I think that the ref.
You thought he was short?
I did. When you look from the top version, he's sitting on top of a pile, but he's stagnant. He's stopped right there. He didn't get the first down. Now, probably over time when things kind of adjust, you could push the ball there. But I think that the defense did their part. That was a bad call by the referees. I don't want to put it in the ref's hands, so they have to do something better so you don't put it in the referee's hands.
Yeah, I think it was the initial call. If the initial call was he's short,
yes,
I don't think there's enough to disprove it.
Overturn it, yeah.
You know, and so, man, that stung, there's no doubt. But you're talking about, like, what we saw yesterday, and think about some of the great defenses that have came through Denver. Fewest first downs allowed in a postseason game, Broncos history, 12. That happened yesterday. Fewest total yards allowed in a Broncos postseason game ever. Fewest net passing yards in a Broncos playoff game ever. Patriots completion percentage was 47%. That's the fourth lowest allowed in team playoff history. So they were everything and more that you would have hoped. And 10 points, that's it? 10?
Come on.
And 7 of the 10 were put on a platter for that group? Man, it's hard to reconcile because you know the conversations that were revolving around this defense of, hey, look who they've been since the bye. You know, we talked about it on Friday. Well, Patriots defense has actually been better since, by this number and this analytic since week 11 and all this stuff. Harkening back to last year, man, is it going to be the same thing? Then they play Buffalo in the playoffs and give up 450 yards of offense. And so there was a lot of question marks about this defense coming in, and they answered them and some. And I have such a feeling of regret because, would the Broncos have enough firepower to go win the Super Bowl? I don't know. But damn.
The defense deserves to have their moment.
Yes.
And I know it's a team sport. Everybody has to be on point. Special teams, defensively, offensively, even the coaching staff. Everybody has to do their part in order to get to a Super Bowl. That's why it's so damn hard to do it. Because you do have a dominant defense. That was dominant and one of the best in the league. And yet, they only give up 10 points and you lose that game? By 3? It's insane. It sucks. But if you talk to one of those defensive players in the facility right now and ask, did you guys feel like you did enough? They're going to say no because of those turnovers. We could have helped our backup quarterback who has not played in 2 years. We could have helped him out a little bit more by having the short fields that we talked about, or the interception, the forced fumble, something just to help that field goal kicker have an easier field goal than he does if they have to punt the ball. But at the end of the day, the defense did their part. VJ did his part.
Definitely.
And that's why that man better have a head coaching job. We have all this Davis Webb, but what about Vance Joseph and what that man just did yesterday?
His side of the ball.
Don't get me started on that one.
Went crazy yesterday. 12 yards in the first quarter. That is psychotic stuff. Truly. Wow. 10 points scored for the Patriots. That's tied for the second fewest in a conference championship game win in NFL history. Only the Rams, who back in 1979 scored 9 points in a win over Tampa Bay. So, you have to go back decades to find a setup like we saw yesterday. What do you think the biggest play of the game was?
The biggest play of the game, to me, there was a couple. I went back and forth on it. I would have to say the biggest play was that fourth down play. That fourth down, not taking the points. All right, forcing your defense to go back out there, knowing that you could have 10 points to help them out in the first half. That changes the game. And I've been in Game Z, and I told you this before. My rookie year, I want to say the second game of the year, 2018, we're playing the Raiders. And Shelby Harris blocks an extra point.
I remember.
We end up winning by, I want to say, 1 or 2 points. But you don't really know, that extra point in him blocking it is the reason why we win that game. Because you still had 3 quarters of football to play.
Right.
But then you look back at it and you watch film, and you're like, damn, if Shelby doesn't block that kick, they probably win. Or we go into overtime. I would have to go back and look at what the score actually was. So it's truly about each play. Football is about the game of inches. And that right there, not taking the points when you have a backup quarterback and you're still playing against a damn good Patriots team that you never know what's getting ready to happen next, you got to take those points.
Yeah, it drove me nuts. It's one of my least favorite decisions in the 9 years of doing this job. Sean Payton knows better than that. Yeah. And again, this is not with the benefit of hindsight. I was standing in that crowd in section 129 saying, what is Sean Payton doing? The actual feel of the game required going up 2 possessions. And all the pressure in the world would have mounted on New England. They were getting dominated. They weren't able to do anything. And it just doesn't make sense to me. This was Sean Payton on his thought process on the 4th and 1.
It just felt like, man, we had momentum to get up 14. It felt like we had a good call. And where were we at yard line-wise there? Yeah, I think the feeling was, man, let's be aggressive to get up 14. I was just watching the way our defense was playing, and the turnover on our end, resulting in a touchdown. And outside of that, man, I thought we did a good job in containing them. There'll be a number of things when we watch the tape I'll look at and critique and pay close attention to, but it was a hard-fought game, and we didn't do enough to win it.
He is going to live with that decision for the rest of his life. And I don't think that's hyperbole or exaggeration. You know, this is these choices where, you know, games are derailed or won or lost because of them. You know, I'm thinking this week is going to be, or not this week, but this coming Super Bowl is going to be Seahawks and Patriots.
Yep.
And you think about the decision that was made on the goal line last time those two teams played, that Pete Carroll, and like, you have to live with that for the rest of your life. And this was an opportunity to go to the Super Bowl. And so it's not quite the same, but damn, man,
But see, so although like I'm with you in the sense of like that was the biggest play because it did change it. You could go up by two scores, right? It's 10 points. That matters when you're in the AFC game and you have a backup quarterback. But in his head, it's Sean Payton, who has been very aggressive throughout his career. The man had an onside kick in the Super Bowl, and that's why they won the Super Bowl. So if, and I hate to say if because everybody can say this and we've already talked about it, but he goes on and trusts his gut, they convert. It's not saying that you score a touchdown, but you give yourself another opportunity, 4 more downs to try to put up 14 points, which is better than 10. This is where it's like you can't second-guess yourself. He was going to go with this play no matter what, Z. For some reason, in his head, he was going to go with it, whether it was in practice and he talked about it, or maybe he talked to his team before saying, hey, we're going to be aggressive on a 4th down. I'm telling you right now, we're going for one. I've had coaches that have been blunt about that going into the game. Like,
Sure.
We're going to do it.
Yeah.
Like, the heads up. So, but that's who he's going to be. So is he going to look back at this? We all do. We all look back and be like, man, I wish I didn't do that. But that's who he is.
Well, I would say
He's
this.
always been that way.
Yeah, but I would say this. You have to, each situation is different. Each situation is its own.
For sure.
And I think the play call itself bothers me just as much as the decision to go for it on 4th down. I don't like the decision. But if you're going to go for it, all right, and you're hell-bent on going for it, do a QB sneak.
Okay, so what if he doesn't get the QB sneak? What are you going to come in here saying then?
I would still not like the call. I don't like the call. I don't like the call. But I think there is an element, and he'll never, ever, ever, ever admit this. But when you get up there and you call your shot and you say, watch out, and you're going to look like the genius if it works, and you put the ball in a guy's hands that hasn't played in years, in that moment, Phil, it lacks like acumen. It lacks like football IQ.
You also have to understand in that moment he's vulnerable. His quarterback is done for the year. All right, the fan base is looking for this. His players are looking for this. What is he supposed to look like? Should he look defeated up there, or should he go to the podium like he did? Because it gave us all motivation to, Jarrett Stidham can do it.
Oh, no, I know.
So he did that for a reason. So at some point, you still have to show it.
I'm okay with
that. If you say that, but then you don't show it on that football field that you have no trust in him, now that all the players are looking at him like, all right, dude, like you lied to us. You don't trust Jarrett Stidham.
No, see, I don't think it's about. I don't think it's about trust. I think it's about doing the right thing to win a football game and going up 10-0. Like,
I'm with you. I would have took the points, but I'm not Sean. I'm not as aggressive as Sean has been in his career. And he has won and been in more games and coached more games than I ever have.
Oh, no, for sure. But I just think that the way that Sean is, you know, he wants to do it his way. And I think that you need to be receptive to the situation that you're in. And the play call was just awful.
So was that the reason why we lost the game?
It's a big factor in why they lost. I don't like coming in talking about the refs, right?
Yep.
And I don't like coming in here and talking about a 3.5-hour football game that came down to one play. But that being said, if we're going to organize what went wrong and why the Broncos aren't going to Santa Clara for the Super Bowl, that is it's right up there. You know,
it's 60 minutes of football, though. Things happen.
I understand, and that was one of them.
Yeah, for sure. But also, we still had 2 other opportunities to knock in field goals, and Lutz did not do his part.
Agreed.
Now, of course, the weather is one thing, but that man just got extended for a reason.
Yeah.
Right? And kickers are supposed to do their part.
Statistically, he's the most accurate kicker in the history of the team.
Exactly. So you're putting trust in him. It doesn't go right. So, okay, you don't have 6 points right there. You have those 6 points, you win this football game. Another one we brought up, all right, this is where I said, hey, the people around Jarrett Stidham failed him. You had Cortland that dropped the ball on 3rd and 9. That was a field goal range. That was a big play that was not
turns
converted.
into a punt. Yep.
Lil Jordan Humphrey, another one. Like, you're in field goal range or closer to a better field goal if he catches the ball in.
On 3rd and 5.
3rd and 5, fresh set of downs.
Yep.
So this is a 60-minute football game.
Totally, Phil. Totally. I'm not.
And you got to find a way to get more points. Like, we're acting like we're just going to be giving these points. We missed 2 field goals, so it's tied 10-10. So tell me how we're going to get those other points. I'm still waiting for you guys to explain to me where these other points are coming from.
That's why you take the points when they're there.
But now you're tied 10-10. Where's the point going?
Yeah, but
they missed 2 field goals.
Yeah, but you're when you say that, like, when you go up 2 possessions, the fabric of the game's changed, and you're like saying that everything would go in exact sequential order as it went. Like, the game changes when it's a 2-possession game. There's more pressure. There's a different approach. So I am not sitting here.
Beginning of the game,
Phil. I am not saying, and have not said today that that's the only reason they lost. It was a factor, though. Jarrett Stidham, with more experience, would not have tried to overextend himself and be Superman. Take the sack.
Yeah, take the sack.
It should have been a touchdown. They blew it dead. The referee shouldn't have blown it dead.
For sure.
They should have picked that thing up and gone for a touchdown. So they actually almost caught a break there, in some ways. But like that to me, in my opinion, that was the biggest play of the game.
Jarrett Stidham.
Yes. They scored 1 touchdown. They beat you 10-7.
But it was 7-7 at that point.
I understand.
I understand.
So
tell me how that becomes the biggest play of the game because 7-7.
Because points are such a premium. Like, we knew that was late in the first half, was it not?
Yes.
We already knew at that point. The Patriots aren't doing anything on offense. I mean, dude, they were going to trick plays to try to move the football. And they I mean, I don't know what the exact numbers say about running the ball, but for the most part,
I mean, it wasn't like, I think Stevenson ended up with 70+ yards on 2.8.
Okay.
But it's 2 yards to carry.
But the actual feel of it, they weren't running it like the Bills were last week.
No.
So, like, you know, look, there are a bunch of factors. How about Hufanga? He could have had a pick 6 on the first series of the game.
He could have. Well, but here you go. This is why it's hard to say, okay, what was the biggest play of the game, the reason why we lost the game?
No, I said, what's the biggest play of the game?
Okay,
not
what's
the reason.
There's
not one singular play.
Stidham, right?
I did, because that was the only touchdown that they produced, and you gave him an alley-oop to score it. So it's one of these things where,
I don't know, man. I mean, it just like it's a 60-minute football game.
Yeah.
When you go back and you watch film, everybody's gonna have a reason like, damn, I wish I would have done this a little bit better.
Totally.
I say in that play where Jarrett Stidham messed up, Tyler Bidet didn't get out of the backfield.
Agreed.
That was supposed to be a Tyler Bidet play. You had someone like Jarrett Stidham waiting for Tyler Bidet, who, by the way, has kind of been doing this whole year, and yet he's still out there in a big-time moment.
Can't explain it.
And he doesn't do his part. So now you have Jarrett Stidham that's sitting there waiting, scared out his ass, because he's like, damn, what am I going to do? Am I going to take this sack, or am I going to try to get it out? He decides to try to get it out and throw it like a basketball.
It was like a chest pass. Yeah, no. Like that is his inexperience showing.
Yes,
that is his inexperience showing.
Not enough reps.
But like, if you're going to talk about the biggest plays of the game, so like what big pushback do you have on me? Was that not a big play?
That was a big play. But I asked you after that. I say, hey, like, is that the reason why? Because you came in here and you said before that the Denver Broncos would have won the game if they would have took the points. And so I'm trying to figure out how. I want to know how they win the game if it's tied 10-10.
No, I'm not saying – so that's what I believe. I think if you go up 2 possessions, it ends up happening. But I can't get into like the DeLorean and tell you exactly what was going to happen. I just know the temperature of the game said take the points. And they didn't. And that's a part of why they lost the game. I am not putting it on one person and one decision. We've just gone through a bunch of stuff. and it's
60-man football game.
But when you lose by such a close margin in such a lower scoring game, these missed opportunities, it feels like, I said every win without Jokic feels like 2.
Yeah.
In a game stylistically that looks and feels like that, like those mistakes are just triple XL sized, and man, oh man,
they're big. We had an opportunity. It was right there in front. The 4th and 1. I'm like you. I take the points. I'm not as aggressive as Sean. All right, Will Lutz, you got to make your field goals. I'm sorry, you're getting paid a lot of money. The Patriots kicker missed one, but he made one as well. And I understand that it got blocked.
Yeah, the one did. Yeah.
No, now and I saw Will tweet something about Rizzy. Like, that's not on Rizzy. If somebody gets blocked, it's just a player making a play.
Lack of execution.
Yes, it wasn't like he came free and blocked it like that. It got tipped. It is what it is. This is football. So everybody has to play their part. And there's little things that happen throughout the game that turn into big things. And that's the biggest reason why we're not there, is because there was too many little things that went wrong for us that you look up and you don't have enough points.
Sean Payton asked if he regrets not kicking that field goal.
There's always regrets, I felt like, here we are, 4th and 1. We felt close enough. And it's also a call you make based on the team you're playing and how what you're watching on the other side of the ball. So yeah, there'll always be second thoughts.
And that's what doesn't make sense to me. He said that's a decision you make, and you're based on the game, stylistically based on the game, and what you're watching on the other side of the ball. Okay, so let's take that a step further. What were you watching on the other side of the ball? A dominant defensive performance.
Defense was kicking ass.
That lends itself to taking the points. You weren't in a shootout where you're like, man, we're going to have to score. We know today we're going to have to score to win this game. And sometimes games are like that. And so
you're saying reward the defense by taking the points.
Yes. And I know someone could say, well, maybe it's just ultimate trust in the defense that if they don't get it, then you trust it.
That's what it seems like he's saying.
I see it differently. Yeah,
I agree with you. I would like reward your defense. They have been kicking ass. Give them the 10 points. Instead, you're saying, hey, I love what my defense is doing. I have full trust, so I'm going to go for it because I know that we're going to need these points because we're playing against the Patriots, and Drake May does well in the second half. Let's not forget that. Drake May does a better job in the second half. So, let's try to strike when the iron's hot. Try to get these 14 points because we were able to get it earlier. We were able to get a touchdown with Jarrett Stidham earlier. Let's try to do it again, get and build on that momentum, and lean on our defense if we don't get it. I understand. I'm on the other side. Reward your defense instead of putting more pressure on them.
Here is Sean Payton why he called a pass on 4th down instead of a run.
Well, we ended up in a 6-1 front. They ended up playing a heavy 6-1. There was a clock stoppage, so we had a nickel run called, and then I don't know if there was a timeout or they called one, but it's a slipper naked that we've run pretty well. They played a 6-1 front with a kind of a 2-deep shell, so the run look was going to be, hindsight, the initial sub-run thought was a better decision.
Yeah, the sub-run thought was a better decision. And here's the thing, though. Didn't Sean call the timeout?
I thought that's what I thought. I thought he called a timeout. Maybe we're wrong, but there was some kind of intermission where everybody was stopped, so you could kind of second guess yourself or change the play.
Yeah,
I thought.
I just confirmed it on the play-by-play. It was because they were
they couldn't get the play in. They couldn't get the play in fast enough.
I was just gonna say, Phil, stop me if we've said this year, but they couldn't get the play off in time. Yeah. That has been an issue all year long. So then they called a timeout just to refine things, and they changed the play to a pass, and it just
he second guessed himself. The first thing,
his initial gut was to run it.
Just run it.
You have your backup quarterback in. I don't like the call. I don't like the call just in general.
This is the issue. This is what happens when you don't have a run game. When you don't trust who's in there. It's R.J. Harvey. Obviously, Sean does not trust R.J. He does not trust Jaleel. If that was J.K., it would have been an easy decision. Just hand the ball off and win that way.
But think about this. You're saying he doesn't trust R.J. Okay? I don't trust R.J. He doesn't trust Jaleel. Okay. But the guy you trust instead of that to run behind the most expensive offensive line in the entire league, the better idea was to trust the guy who hadn't played in years.
If you didn't know the play was coming, Z, would you think it was going to be a run?
If I didn't know the play was coming,
if you're the Patriots,
yeah,
and you didn't know that this was going to happen, would you think it's going to be a run?
Yeah, I would think it would be a run.
All
yeah.
right. So as like this whole week, we said, hey, you got to play chess, not checkers.
Yeah.
So for Sean and Sight, they think it's coming.
Yep.
They think it's coming. They're
Yep.
going to blitz down the middle to try to stop the run. They're hoping that edge rusher comes down, giving you the outside because the edge rusher is supposed to have outside contained, just like Jonah Ellis was, and he did not do a good job in that last bootleg. And that's exactly what Sean thought was going to happen. Hey, we're going to get away with it, play action or whatever, boot. And we're going to try to do a quick toss or he'll be able to run for 2. I'm just saying this is probably what he's thinking,
Yeah.
just like you.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks it's a run,
Yeah.
so let's try to do something different.
Well, it looked like the Patriots set up a video camera and recorded the Broncos practices and knew that the play was
They'd done
coming
it before.
and blew it up in a way that was like shocking. It was shocking.
Yeah, they read that thing.
Yeah, like a book.
Like a book.
And so, again, I don't like not taking the points. But underneath that umbrella, I hated the play call. I hated it. And it's part of the reason why the Broncos aren't playing in Super Bowl 60. Part of the reason.
I like it. Part.
Not the whole reason.
Part of the reason.
Part of the reason.
I like a part.
Pretty significant part.
I mean, Jarrett Stidham giving up that fumble, that was pretty big, right?
Huge.
Will Lutz missing those 2 field goals, that's
huge,
pretty big.
Huge. Hufanga dropping a pick 6.
Huge.
How many times has that happened this year?
Oh, a bunch.
Sutton dropping the ball. Jaleel dropping the ball. Little
Jordan
Humphrey not hauling that ball in on 3rd and 5. I mean, it's oh my gosh.
Hell, we can blame it on the weather. Blame it on the weather.
Hey, I want to talk about that. Because it's a fair question to ask. Is there an extra layer of criticism because of the weather? And that's next.
Sean Payton said he couldn't coach scared this week, and he certainly followed through. But did his aggressive mindset cost the Broncos a shot at the Super Bowl? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Save more on the brands pros trust at Lowe's. Right now, get up to 35% off select major appliances and choose from our wide lineup of top brands. Plus, save $100 on a Little Giant 22-foot multi-position ladder, now just $189. Built for strength, flexibility, and job site versatility. Pros, these savings will only be here for a limited time. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 1/30 while supplies last. Selection varies by location. See Lowe's.com for more details.
Big tax changes this year could mean a bigger refund, and Jackson Hewitt knows how to get you your biggest. You'll get $100 just to try us. That won't make you filthy rich, but definitely gas plus groceries rich. And since we know all the new tax codes, you could get thousands back, which would make you low-key loaded. Or at least wealthy adjacent? Go with our trusted pros and get $100 to switch. Rest easy. Jackson Hewitt's got your taxes. Guaranteed. Limited time offer for new clients. Participating locations only. Details at jacksonhewitt.com.
Hey Broncos country, it's Terrell Davis here. It's a new year. It's time to work on a new you.
At Fitness Gallery, we have deals everywhere, up to 50% off. We have the nation's lowest prices on the best equipment money can buy. We carry true treadmills. They are the smoothest, quietest, and best warranty treadmills ever built for the home. Work out on your schedule on the equipment you choose from the safety and comfort of your own home. Visit one of Fitness Gallery's 7 convenient locations from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins. We have you covered.
I lost 60 pounds with soda, and the weight came off naturally. The biggest difference was having my own nutritionist, someone I could text anytime with questions. SodaWeightLoss.com. They deliver fast, easy, convenient weight loss with no hunger, no guesswork, and clients routinely look and feel 10 years younger. That's why they have nearly 9,000 positive Google reviews and thousands of before and after photos to prove it. And right now, join Soda, and your partner joins for free. Go to SodaWeightLoss.com. That's SOTA weightloss.com. Soda Weight Loss is, say it with me, state of the art.
When your check engine light comes on, do you see a repair bill or do you see peace of mind? For 20 years, CarShield's been the name America trusts to help keep you on the road. While other companies stop covering you when your car gets older, CarShield offers protection plans up to 200,000 miles. With over $1 billion in claims paid, we don't just promise protection, we deliver it. Don't let a breakdown break your budget. Get the flexible month-to-month coverage you deserve. Go to carshield.com. That's carshield.com today.
Logan Fury did something smart. He saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. With that money, he bought a mini treadmill. Is walking on it during video conference calls more distracting than he thought? Yes. And is that because he overestimated his foot-eye coordination? Definitely. But it's Logan's savings, and if he wants to burn calories and any chance at a promotion, we say, good for you, Logan. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
How about a simple New Year's resolution, one that even I could achieve? Reverse the clock on hair loss with Advanced Hair's simple one-day FUE treatment. You will feel more confident and more youthful when you witness your own natural hair growing into those places that have been balding or thinning for years. From Advanced Hair's breakthrough technology to their highly experienced team, there is no one I trust more in hair restoration. Their simple FUE treatment begins to regrow your own natural hair the very next day, and your new hair is backed by the Advanced Hair Guarantee. I know from personal experience, Advanced Hair's exceptional standard of care makes your comfort and your results their top priority. Celebrate this new year with a fuller head of hair and get a free consultation, $250 off, and 250 free hair grafts. Call 720-459-HAIR. That's 720-459-HAIR. Discover what meeting your resolution could look like with the before and after pictures at advancedhair.com.
If you owe back taxes, listen carefully to rule number 1. Never go up against the IRS alone. They're cracking down, freezing bank accounts, garnishing paychecks, canceling passports. Even your home or business could be at risk. But here's what they don't tell you. The IRS has powerful tax relief programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. That's why smart people call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax resolution firm. Nobody knows these programs like the experts at Optima. Their team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $2 billion in tax debt for people just like you. The IRS is not stopping, so don't wait and don't take them on alone. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, call Optima today for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Any jewelry store can sell you a diamond, but there's only one family jeweler in Colorado that was literally built on them.
In fact, we've sold more diamonds to more couples for more years than any other jeweler in Denver. I'm Bruce Williams.
And I'm Steve Williams. That's why we built Williams Jewelers, 2 stores totally dedicated to celebrating your love.
All the world's top bridal designers, 10 times the certified loose diamonds at our diamond bar.
And Denver's true diamond experts who will share their knowledge and passion on how to get the most diamond for your money guaranteed.
So whether you're looking for the perfect diamond engagement ring
or that second diamond celebrating a love of many years,
we have the perfect diamond for you.
And that's why every day more couples say will you with Williams.
Williams Jewelers, we can make diamonds a part of your life.
Williams Jewelers in Inglewood at Bellevue and Broadway, and in Cherry Creek North, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche.
It's Reaction Monday, powered by Silter Har Motors. Every day at 3:30, the drive comes off the top rope to hit you with a 1, 2, 3.
Finally, The Rock has come back to Denver.
Tape your wrists, stretch your spandex, and oil your hair. Here's Zach and Phil with today's 3 count on the drive.
All right, come off the top rope with it. 1. All righty. We are going to call an audible here, Mr. Phillip Lindsay, and we're going to have the weather conversation in the next segment. And I think that conversation is going to be twofold. Should Sean Payton and the Broncos been more aware of what was coming in the second half? And then the other layer to the question is, there's a stadium being built here very soon. And what approach do you like? And we'll sort of explain that through here in just a couple minutes. But before we do that, what is your initial impression on the Super Bowl matchup that will not include the Denver Broncos? This will be the first Super Bowl since 2003 to feature 2 teams that missed the playoffs the previous season. We get Seahawks and Patriots.
You know, it's the Patriots thing. Seattle earned their way, and it's a good story over there with the head coach, Sam Darnold. I mean, the defense over there is just beasting.
Yeah.
So it's okay. I can accept that. But I'm upset because it's like the Patriots are taking our place.
Yep.
I want to be the one in there playing the Seattle Seahawks again. And we remember the last time we played Seattle in the Super Bowl, we got crushed.
Yeah, what was that, 48 to, or I think 43 to 8.
It was bad. Peyton Manning, and he had a historic year, but yet the defense was hurt.
Yep.
Vaughn was hurt. Chris Harris was hurt. So, I mean, I'm gonna watch it because it's the Super Bowl, but I'm not happy. It's the Patriots. I don't want to see the Patriots in there again, especially when Denver had a chance.
It really does feel like Goldilocks.
Man.
That someone is sleeping in your bed, eating your porridge.
Drake May smiling like Drake May, you didn't even do anything like that. That's how I feel. I know he did some stuff, but it makes you mad. It's like, Drake, you weren't even the reason why. It was the weather, and it was Will Lutz, and it was the drop passes. Well, it was our starting quarterback being hurt.
His legs were pretty impactful.
Yeah, you're right. His legs, over 60 yards rushing, had the rushing touchdown. You're right.
It's
Let me sit back.
But it's hard to it's just hard to reconcile because, man, I hate saying this. I hate saying what I'm about to say, okay? But I want to get out in front of it because I don't like when I hear it, okay? And I very, very, very rarely have ever said this in my 9 Broncos seasons behind a microphone and all the other teams that we cover here in town. The phrase, man, the better team didn't win. Because typically, look, you play the game, and I usually don't want to hear it. A week ago, we came in here after the Buffalo win, and it was controversial. I'm like, I don't want to hear it. You played the game, you lost. And that's that. But at the same time, man, as I am walking the mile back to my car, it is just, I'm like,
in that frigid cold.
Man, I'm like, I don't know if the better team won today. And you can't prove it.
Yeah.
It happened, you lost. But at the same time, man, I was there. I saw what I saw. And I just have a horrible feeling about the next 2 weeks that is going to revolve around the Patriots and the attention around the Patriots. And it should be
the Denver Broncos.
The Denver Broncos. Ugh. Next in the 3 count.
1, 2.
All right. What do you make of the weekend for the Avs? They get drilled at home 7-3 on Friday to the Flyers. I was not used to seeing that. I mean, that was hard to watch. But then yesterday they get a 4-1 win over Toronto, and Brock Nelson,
Brockster.
He went crazy.
He did. Hat trick.
Hattie.
That's what you're looking for. You're looking for bounce backs. Those are what great teams do. They have bounce backs. We know that this team can win it all. But also there's going to be days where they just aren't on the same page or they're not feeling it, and the injuries start to stack up. And it's like, this is why you miss somebody. And it's going to happen. It's professional sports. Those other guys are getting paid. But the bounce back and being able to win against the Maple Leafs and do it in a fashionable way where it's like Brock Nelson with a hat trick, like that's what it's all about. And I'm not sitting here, I'm fearing because we got our asses handed to us on Friday. No, it's what do you look like when you have to go back to work? And Nate Dogg and all the leaders understand that it's one-off games, right? You have this game, but it's a long season. On to the next, one snap and clear, like you would in football. And yeah, you get the win, and that's what it's about, is just fine-tuning yourself. Now, with that being said, they got to do better on the power play. 2 opportunities, and yet no goal. Let's do something with that. I'm not understanding why we can't get that part going.
I don't know what there is to understand. It's totally perplexing. It doesn't make sense, and the fact that this has now gone on for such a long period of time. We talk about this stuff with the Broncos, with their lack of run game or with their lack of identity. You get to a certain point in the year, it's like, this is who they are. At what point do we get there with the Colorado Avalanche with their power play? It was the delineating line that stopped them from moving on in the postseason a year ago against Dallas. 3 for 26 on the power play, and that was the difference. You lose in the 3rd period on Game 7 because of all of that. And here you are, you fired the coach, you hired Dave Haxtell, and it's like, it's not getting better. It's actually worse than it was a year ago.
You couldn't beat the Stars last year because of the power play. The Denver Broncos aren't in the Super Bowl. Let's face it, they don't have a run game to help when they have a backup quarterback, and that end up biting them in the butt. If they don't get that cleaned up, I'm talking about the Avalanche now, there's going to be a situation when postseason happens where we end up losing when we should win because of the damn power play. So things have to be corrected.
All right, next in the 3 count.
1,
All right. The Nuggets survive in Milwaukee on Friday night by a bucket. But I would have rather them lost the game and Aaron Gordon leave that court healthy than hearing another hamstring.
Yeah.
This is not good. Again, we were just talking about the Avs a year ago, the lack of power play costing them. You know, a part of that Game 7 loss to Oklahoma is Aaron Gordon pulled his hamstring. And it was a calf, and then it travels up to the hamstring.
Yep. And
it's been a calf, and now it's back to the hamstring. And these soft tissues, you know, with someone like AG, an explosive athlete, it's pretty concerning.
It is. And I think for AG1, it's like now you just need a rest. You're going to have to sit there, suck it up, and get healthy. But then what does it look like when he's back? Does he come off the bench now? Is that better for him just because you don't want him to play a bunch of minutes? Now, I know you're paying this man a lot of money, but you still need him healthy if we're going to make a run to win a championship. You need everybody healthy. You know, but also it was good to see someone like Julian Strother, you know, go off and have himself a night. And someone like David Adelman, this just kind of strengthens his argument of why shouldn't he win Coach of the Year? Look what he's doing. He's able to pull these games off without starters being out there. That's insane to think. You're having to use backups to win these games, and everybody is having their moment. Julian Strother, okay, Peyton Watson. So everybody's having their moment, but also for David Adelman, you have to be a hell of a coach to be able to pull these wins out without your starters.
There's no doubt about it. If you would have told me before the season that now Milwaukee's in rough shape. I mean that is an entire like
it's bad.
The situation over there with the decision with Giannis, it's the biggest question right now in the NBA. You know, what are they going to do? But it's like if you had told me before the season started, you're going to beat the Bucks with Zeke Naji, Spencer Jones, Jalen Pickett, and Julian Strother in the starting lineup, it wouldn't have computed.
No.
And so it's a hell of a job by Adelman. There is no doubt about it. Nuggets are somehow 19-17 away from Ball Arena. 31-15 record so far on the season. With we have a postponement with the Memphis game. So the next time we'll see the Nuggets, it will be tomorrow against one of the better stories in the NBA this year, the Detroit Pistons. So that is going to be must-watch television tomorrow night. Okay, I want to have a conversation about the weather yesterday. How much more added blame does Sean Payton and the Broncos get with the weather dynamic? And also, guys, they're building a stadium. Do you ever want to see a game like that again? Do you like the old school football, or do you want to close the roof? We'll have those conversations next.
Support St. Jude Children's Research Hospital today for a chance to win 2 tickets to Super Bowl 60. One lucky winner and a guest can win 2 tickets to the big game, attend the exclusive Legends for Charity event, and a meet and greet with ESPN's Kirk Herbstreit, plus a 4-night hotel stay, round-trip airfare, and ride-and-share credit. Go to propeller.la/Super Bowl LX for more details. That's propeller.la/Super Bowl LX.
No donation required for entry. See official rules on propeller.la for details.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey guys, boy Steve here today about my long-term buddy Troy Hansford. And if you're thinking about selling your house for any reason, now might be the time to sell, still get top dollar. Believe it or not, my guy Troy is still offering his $5,000 guarantee. What is it, you ask? Well, if he can't sell your house at your price on your timeline that you agree upon beforehand, bam, going to cut you a check for $5,000. Who else makes the offer? Nobody I've ever heard of. And he makes that offer because he continues to spend a ton of money marketing his listings, has about 100 families approved and ready to buy right now. And if for any reason you need to sell right away, Troy can buy your house all cash and he can close in as little as 7 days. You have a house to sell, Troy probably has that perfect buyer for you right now, waiting for you to pick up the phone and to call him. Call Troy, get your home sold for the most money. That's 720-900-4433, 720-900-4433. Troy Hansford of RE/MAX Professionals, a Colorado licensed broker. Some restrictions do apply. If you want to sell your house? Then call my buddy Troy, 720-900-4433.
Hi, Dan Cicchini with Done Right. Great pricing options and bank financing? You bet. Kitchens, baths, counters and floors, finished basements, windows and doors. Done right since 1985. You have our word, we'll treat you right at Done Right. Visit drhi.com. Thanks.
Hey, Mom. It's me. Oh my gosh, you'll never believe what I just opened for Valentine's Day. A sapphire ring from Hellsberg. Just like the one I lost years ago. Remember how excited I was when you gave it to me? I cannot believe you remembered that story. I guess you were right. I really found the one.
This Valentine's Day, create a moment that means something with up to 40% off gifts at Hellsberg. Shop in store or at hellsberg.com.
2026 is shaping up to be an amazing year to buy a home in Colorado. If you've been dreaming about getting into your first place, upgrading for more space, or downsizing for a simpler lifestyle, now is a smart time to start planning. And the first step is easy. Get pre-approved. With American Financing, you can get it done in 24 hours or less, so you'll know exactly what you can afford before you start shopping. Rates have been dropping, home prices are steady, and more homes are hitting the market. You could score the right home at the right price and lock in a monthly payment that fits your budget without stretching yourself thin. And unlike renting, every payment you make goes toward your future, not your landlord's. And here's a misconception we'd love to bust. You do not need 20% down. Many buyers purchase with as little as 3% down. So if home ownership is on your 2026 goals list, let's make it happen. Call American Financing, Colorado's home for home loans, at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
New year, new you, new. It's January at Castle Rock Autoplex, and we're exhausted from all these amazing deals. Get it? Exhausted? Ford, Chevy, Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, Ram. We've got more choices than you've got resolutions you're about to break. Why hit the gym when you can hit the lot? That new car smell burns 0 calories, but feels way better. Castle Rock Autoplex, where your New Year's resolution's finally one you'll keep. Beep, beep, baby. Let's do this.
Brandon Stokely here for ROX Rocks Heating and Air. It is cold out there. Is your furnace going to make it? This won't be the last cold snap of winter. If your heating system is more suited for the bench, now is the best time to upgrade your system with the best pricing of the year. Take advantage of tax credits and energy rebates only from my team at ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Now play that jingle.
HVAC service, installation, repair. ROX Rocks Heating and Air.
I wish I'd gotten treated for my erectile dysfunction sooner. Men, I hear this all the time from our patients. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if ED is a problem in your life, resolve to get it treated today and stop having it affect you and the one you love. ED is simply a medical condition, and it's fully treatable. And at the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, we have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, which means if you're like most guys, your ED will be a thing of the past. In fact, you could be having great sex within a day or two of your first appointment, and you'll likely find you're performing like you haven't in a long time. It's the new year. Resolve to get your ED treated and change your life. Call us at the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic. Your initial visit is only $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. We have 5 offices across the Front Range to serve you. Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, a Promenic restorative health practice.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan is brought to you by TradeGen Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors.
Want to partake in our contests? Check out the rules at DenverSports.com. Stay up to date on the Broncos with our 9 News Broncos insider Mike Kliss, presented by Fitness Gallery. Hear the latest from every practice and every game every single week during football season. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. It's Reaction Monday, powered by Silter Har Motors. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
All right, I want to have a conversation about the weather yesterday. That was the most unique sporting event that I've ever been to in my life. And I've been blessed to be a part of some really cool, and I'm not saying like it was my favorite because nothing's going to ever pass
championship.
A championship,
Yeah.
a banner at Ball Arena, the Denver Nuggets closing it out at home, and everything that came with that. But in terms of the uniqueness, yesterday is at the top of my list. I want to have two different conversations in a short period of time.
Yeah.
When Sean Payton turned down the opportunity to hang points, is there an added layer of criticism because you're going to get weather in the second half and points are about to become the most premium thing in like maybe any other NFL game that I've ever seen? I mean, that second half was insane.
No, it was bizarre. It's just like a quick change. Like where there was no snow to then you look up and there's a bunch of snow. It's windy. It's like, what the hell, are we in a blizzard? Blizzard warning? Like I need to change the channel to see the 9 News or something like that to see what's going on.
It was almost like the snow version of a flash flood.
Yeah.
Like it just happened so quickly. I went and rewatched the game this morning. They're showing you the timestamp. Like 5 to 7 minutes at a time, things are changing so rapidly. Is there, do you think, an added layer of criticism that should be doled out to Sean Payton that, man, you should have known the weather was going to get gnarly in the second half?
Oh, for sure. You have to put that and add that in there with Sean. It's like, Sean, you knew this was coming. They have the weather detectors in the locker room where they're able to tell you, hey, this weather is coming here soon, just to be aware. So going into the game, going into the second half or second quarter, what's getting ready to happen to you. So if you're Sean, it's like, take the points because you don't know how bad the weather's getting ready to be. There's going to start to be snow. You have a backup quarterback. You don't have a run game. So take the damn points.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. I think there is fair added criticism knowing that, I mean, dude, our morning show had Chris Bianchi on last week who literally told the audience what was going to happen. And so if he's calling that out 72 hours in advance, 48 hours in advance, whatever it was, I don't know, man. Like, probably should have known that and taken that into consideration when making that fourth down call. This ownership group is going to build a new stadium.
Yep, it's coming.
And the retractable roof conversation is front and center after a game like yesterday. I don't know if there's a wrong answer. So I just want to say that because I know reasonable minds can disagree on this because there was a specialness about like just that scene.
Well, why? Like, explain to me before going into this.
It was like the setting of a story that was being told, and obviously we wish that it had a happier ending, but like there's just something to be said for like old school kind of quote unquote football weather.
Yes.
And there was a specialness to it sitting in the crowd as someone who was there bundled up and with the people to the left and right of me, there was a real uniqueness to it. Now, the game turned into a slog, and that's the other side of the coin. It's like
it's not good football.
It wasn't good football,
yeah.
and the skill of the game gets subtracted. And when you build this new stadium, like you can prevent something like yesterday from happening. And I put a poll out on Twitter, and the question goes something like, as the Broncos build their new stadium in the coming years, where do you stand on a retractable roof? Having it avoids the slog of that second half yesterday, but eliminates a classic setting of football weather. And 66, and I kind of thought it was going to trend this way because the recency of the pain of what happened, but 66%, as opposed to 34%, said bring on the roof.
Bring the roof. I mean, we know that if there's a roof, it's going to be retractable. Why not? Right? Not just a roof, but you have to be able to like open it, close it. You know that you're going to make more money if you're Greg Penner in that ownership group with a roof. So I know, and and we all know that's probably coming.
It's coming, yeah.
Now, with that being said, if I had an opportunity like, hey, to open it up, I'm opening the roof because there is something to being outside in the altitude, and it's cold. Or there is something to being in the playoff weather and knowing that, hey, maybe you're not the number 1 seed, and you have to travel to New England, and you have to play in the cold. You want to be able to know that you can do that. That's something that New England was tested in because they were at home for those 2 games where it was very cold, and they turned around and had a snow game. So then they're coming here saying, hey, like, we've been in this before. We know what we have to do. Hold on to the ball, take care of the ball, and field goals are going to be important. With the Denver Broncos, it's been so perfect for them all year long. 60 plus degrees out there for them where it's like, this is insane.
Last week was the first week it wasn't above 60 degrees.
Exactly. And then you go into this game where it's snowing and it looks like a blizzard and you're not ready for it.
Well,
so for me, open up you can have it, but open that thing up when it's time to play.
But a day like yesterday, what are you doing with it?
Opening it up.
You're going to keep it open.
Keep it open. Because it helped them, but it also could help us. If we have, you think we would? If
well, hold on a
Nix is
second.
there.
Yeah, I do think the Broncos would have won.
So if that's the case, like what was the why does the weather matter?
Well, I'll ask you this: if you want a retractable roof, why do you even want one if you wouldn't be willing to close it on a day like yesterday?
It's not that I want one. I know what Greg Bitter wants. He wants to make a lot of money. You've laid it out like, hey, this is why they're going to have a retractable roof.
Yes.
If it was up to me, I'm keeping it outside because
no roof for
no
Phil.
No roof.
Man, again, I actually don't think there's a wrong answer. Fellas, where do you guys stand on this behind the glass?
One, I think there's no debate. If it was the weather yesterday and they have a retractable roof, that thing's closed.
1,000%.
I think if it's below 60 degrees, they're closing the roof.
Really?
Yes.
Oh,
if that number starts with a 5, they're closing the roof. But you add in snow, absolutely the roof is closed. I like it open. We're running out of open stadiums. I think Chicago's next one's supposed to be closed. So your Bills are one of the few that are building a new one that's open, which I really appreciate.
They're doing like the halo thing. So like the roof is actually going to creep over the stands, but the snow will still fall on the field. So it's kind of like a hybrid.
It's kind of like a soccer stadium.
Yeah,
or like what the Dolphins have down in Miami.
Yes.
Same idea.
Yeah.
I like it open. I think it's fun. I think that's part of football, and if you just change football to be all indoors, it's just not quite the same sport.
Well, I was going to say we're actually trending towards that. Because as these new builds, more and more are going inside, and you could see a certain point, I don't know, 50 years from now, where there's no capability of a game like yesterday. Drew, what do you think?
I want the roof. Watching that football yesterday, the third and fourth quarter, especially the fourth quarter, that was a hard watch.
It was.
It was not good football. Like
no.
I know it looks really cool on TV, and it does. It looks awesome, but that's bad football. And a trip to a Super Bowl shouldn't be decided with those elements in mind.
And it was pretty stark. Like
it really was.
Stidham was able to do some stuff in the first half. In the second half, it became impossible.
Oh, guys, come on now. Like, what about back in the day?
That's what I was going to say. We had open stadiums for 50 years.
Right.
And
nobody complained about it.
It changed the course of games. I'm sure
Totally.
If those were all indoor, I'm sure all those exact teams don't win the way it did. So
1,000%.
But we've evolved as a country.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Soft.
Have we evolved as a country?
Well, not really, but
all right. Interesting conversation. If you want to react to it, ramoslaw.com text line 303-713-1043. What was Jarrett Stidham saying about his turnovers after the game? You'll hear from him next.
The Broncos' offense fell flat in the snow, and Denver lost to the Patriots in the conference championship. As the magical season comes to a close, did Sean Payton prove his team is for real? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Your air duct cleaning experts, Ductworks.
Hey guys, feeling cooped up this winter? Mark Schlereth here. You know these Colorado nights can get freezing cold with your furnace running non-stop just to keep things cozy. But here's the thing. While your heating system is working overtime, it's also blowing dust, dirt, and debris through your air ducts and straight into the air you breathe. That's where Ductworks comes in. Your trusted air duct cleaning experts. Using a powerful combination of scraping and vacuuming technology, the Ductworks team clears out years of buildup, grime, and other gunk hiding in your ductwork. The results? Cleaner, fresher air, better energy efficiency, and a healthier home or office for you and your family. Don't wait until spring. Breathe easier now with top-rated service from Ductworks. Call them at 303-425-0985 or visit them online today at ductworks.com for a free residential or commercial estimate.
303-425-0985.
The Ultimate RV Show is returning to the Colorado Convention Center in Denver, Colorado. Admission is free. Join us January 28th through the 31st to shop special show pricing on over 300 fully staged new and used RVs. Get a first look at brand new models. Browse a huge selection of pre-owned RVs. Check out the latest RV gear and accessories and enter to win a new RV. Don't miss the Ultimate RV Show at the Colorado Convention Center, January 28th through the 31st. Get your free ticket today at ultimatervshow.com.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here. Guys, ladies, get real about your health in the new year with Synergetics and Low T Center. For a limited time, the men's TRT test is free, and ladies, take $200 off women's hormone tests. Say no to diet trends, questionable online treatments, and deceptive prices from other places. Look for the best. Synergetics and Low T Center are the leading experts. Meet with a real provider, get real medication, and real results. Everyone I know that goes to Synergetics and Low T Center, well, it changes their lives. Walk in, book an appointment online at GetMyHealthFix.com.
Dan Jacobs with 303 Law 4040. Hey, I got a real cool story I wanted to share with you. Many years ago, my lovely wife Kimberly wrote down a prayer that said, God, make me a lighthouse so I can be a light to others when they're in a dark place. She filed that card away both in her heart and her prayer box. And then about 3 years ago, I asked my wife to leave her job in corporate America and come help me open up 303 Law 4040. And she absolutely loves it. She really feels like helping other people when they are hurting and don't know what to do is her calling. So here's the really cool part. A few weeks ago, a client came in to pick up a check and said to Kim, I really want to thank you. You were a lighthouse to me when I was in a dark place. It gave me chills when Kim told me that. If you've been hurt in an accident, it really is our honor to help you in your time of need. Call us anytime at 303 Law 4040, where you always get to speak directly with me or my lovely wife, Kimberly. That's 303 Law 4040. Go ahead, save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. It's 303 Law 4040.
New deals, new wheels. AutoNation's New Year, New Wheels event is going on now. Drive any new or used vehicle 0 down and 0 payments for 90 days. Save thousands on Toyotas, Fords, Hondas, Chevys, Mercedes-Benz, and more. 0 down and 0 payments for 90 days. Hurry to your nearest AutoNation store today or AutoNation.com. On select models with approved credit. Interest accrues from date of purchase on deferred payments. See store for details.
Jewelry Graham. Hi, I'm Brian, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. We have just the right gift for your sweetheart this Valentine's Day. Any style, any budget. Like heart-shaped necklaces, birthstones, or hand-matched diamond studs. Getting engaged? Create a dream ring and choose from natural and lab-grown diamonds in all shapes and sizes. Come see us in store or at shaneco.com because a friend wants you to win Valentine's Day. Shane Company. Your friend and jeweler.
Free battery testing, free battery charging, and replacement batteries that fit your needs. That's what makes AutoZone America's #1 battery destination. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan is brought to you by ROX Rocks Heating and Air.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. You're listening to Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. It's Reaction Monday, powered by Silter Har Motors. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
What was Jarrett Stidham saying after the game yesterday? Man, what an opportunity for old Stiddy.
Man, Stiddy.
You said on Friday, Thursday or Friday, you said if you play well, you're going to have an opportunity to be a starting quarterback. And if you don't play well, it's probably, and I'm paraphrasing, it's probably a lifetime label that you are a backup quarterback.
That's exactly what's going to happen to you. I mean, if you go out there and you do your thing, they're like, okay, like there's a reason why Sean Payton decided to give you $10 million to be the backup. And here you go. Like, have your opportunity to battle for a starting job. But did Jarrett Stidham do enough for somebody to sit here and say, you know what, you could take over the franchise and you could help us win games? The answer to me is no.
No.
You know, he's going to be labeled now because of that, and it sucks, but life sucks sometimes. It's never fair. He's going to be labeled as a backup quarterback from now on.
Yeah, that's just the cold, hard reality. My question is, oh, man, it's so unfair because – well, going back to your life's not fair, like it's a sample size of pretty much a half of football.
Yeah, it's not a great sample size.
No, but it's not like he didn't do any good things. You know, he put the ball on a couple guys that, you know, couldn't catch the football. He threw the touchdown pass to Marvin Mims. Man, I'm telling you, when he connected on that pass
The deep ball to
Yes.
Mims? Yes. That was a pretty ball.
And I think I might have said that the
Yes.
touchdown pass.
It was Cortland Sutton.
Yeah, and which was another great play design, honestly, from Sean Payton. But when he connected with Mims down the football field and he ran by that corner, that place was losing its mind.
Going crazy.
And then to immediately cap it off with a touchdown, I genuinely thought that they were going to win.
See,
I did.
That caught the Patriots off guard. It was third down. You're not expecting your backup quarterback to take that shot. That's the aggressiveness we wanted Sean to do and Stidham to do. And that's exactly what he did. And he was able to complete the pass to Mims. And I'm like, uh-oh, it's another Mimster game. Marvin Mims is going to really get involved. And, of course, Cortland Sutton, catching that touchdown in the back of the end zone. It was like, okay, the momentum's on our side. And like I said, there was a time where Jarrett Stidham was winking. I don't know if he was winking necessarily at the TV. It was probably how the angle had it for the TV, but he was winking at somebody. So I'm saying, oh, this man has all the confidence in the world, and he truly believes he can beat the Patriots right now.
That's like Bo.
Bo.
We've seen Bo wink, in moments of stress and duress.
Yeah, my son winks too. He'll score a goal and he winks. He'll get scored on and he'll wink. It's like, son, you can't get scored on and wink. I'm sorry. What are you winking for?
Well, Stidham talking about that failed 4th and 1.
Yeah, I mean, I thought really that I felt like the first half we really moved the ball pretty well at times, and we were kind of moving the ball really well on that drive. And you get an opportunity, 4th and 1, and convert and try to go up 14 if you can. I mean, that's part of it. So it just didn't work out on that one play, and that's just football.
No, it did not work out. It definitely didn't work out on that play. Here's a little bit more from Stidham, how he saw the backward pass rule the fumble.
Obviously, I can't put our team in a bad position like that. I was trying to throw it away to TB. He was in the area. Yeah, the pressure. He just got up on me real fast, and I was just trying to get rid of it. And like I said, I can't put the ball in a position like that. So that was completely on me. I thought I had thrown it forward, and then obviously the replay or whatever said differently. So. Yeah, like I said, just probably should have just eaten the sack anyway and, let Jeremy and the punt team punt it down the field and flip the field. But like I said, I can't do that.
Well, I'll give him credit, man. He took it.
Right on the chin.
After the game. He was not making excuses, as you have already heard there in those 2 cuts. He took the accountability, and he shouldered the burden like a starting quarterback would.
Very mature.
Very.
But see, he's been in games. He's been around Tom Brady. He's been around coaches. So it's not like he hasn't played any type of football or been around smart guys. He just doesn't have the reps you need going into the biggest game of your life. All right, the AFC Championship, you have your backup, and you didn't do enough. You didn't see enough throughout the season because you've been sitting there holding a clipboard instead of being in some action because – That matters. You said it all the time, even with Bo, and this is why you wanted Bo Nix to start right off the bat, right? Reps matter. Just getting in there, getting your feet wet, getting sacked, all right, making the mistakes. It helps you grow as a player, as a person, and Jarrett Stidham hasn't had that opportunity because of how healthy Bo Nix has been.
Well, I know he's under contract, okay? I know he's under contract. But, Jarrett Stidham wasn't good enough yesterday.
No.
Is he good enough to be the backup quarterback here moving forward?
Oh, yes, he is. He is. Here's why. For Jarrett Stidham, this is a learning curve for him. For him, too, it's like, wow, this is how it feels to be in the biggest game of your life. But also, he knows that he's going to get more work during camp. He's going to get more work during preseason games. And who knows when Bo Nix is actually going to be back. We know that he'll be back and be ready to go. But you also know that it's one snap away. So, in your head, you're like, I may have an opportunity to play early. Something may go up, or maybe we're blowing somebody out and I'm out there. But, yeah, like, who else would you go after? We've had backup quarterbacks. I mean, Russell Wilson, like, would you want to bring him back as a backup quarterback?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Does Russell give you a better chance in that game than Jarrett Stidham?
I'll say yes, just because of the experience. If Stidham just takes the sack and doesn't try to put a cape on, I think the Broncos win.
You flip the field. Put it in Crawshaw's hands, right?
Yeah.
Punt the ball.
And, just judging by the way the defense was playing, and they did some good stuff offensively. Talking about New England, mostly Drake May runs. They had the flea flicker, and then there was I think maybe one more play right to what was it, Mac Hollins?
Yeah, Mac.
What was that, Mac?
No, Mac was the flea flicker, and then he might have had another.
Yeah, he had one
catch.
that he had double caught.
Yes.
Yeah, so they didn't do a whole heck of a lot. So without that play, I mean that changed the entire complexion of the game. It's just
so has Jarrett Stidham done enough? To be the backup next year?
Has he done enough? I'll say no, because he hasn't really done anything. That being said, I don't think he's going anywhere. I think he's going to be the backup quarterback. He's under contract. They paid him really good backup money. His first deal that he signed was 2 years, $10 million.
Yeah.
The second one was 2 for $12. So they're paying him legit backup money. Man,
And then you have to look around the landscape. Who else is better than Jarrett Stidham? You have to ask yourself that, because a lot of people are out there saying, hey, there's not a lot of backup quarterbacks better than Jarrett Stidham. So you have to kind of look at who would be available that you're willing to cut ties with Stidham, who's been in the system for 3 years. He's going to know it like the back of his hands. He's going to have a little bit more confidence, and you're willing to cut ties with him for a guy that you can bring in and be another true backup.
I just wish we got to see 2 halves of football where he got to do some stuff. The second half of that game turned into kind of a sideshow, and it was just it's hard to it's impossible to replicate that type of environment. And I don't want to look. Do I think Jarrett Stidham played great? No, I don't. Do I think that he
had moments?
He had a couple moments. Was it more bad than good?
Was it more bad than good?
Yes. The answer is yes, because of the turnover. Because of the turnover that resulted in a touchdown.
But ask yourself this: if Court catches the ball, if Lil Jordan Humphrey catches the ball, that matters.
Totally.
It gives him more opportunity, more runway to throw more or set up for that field goal. This is where I said his teammates let him down.
I agree.
Tyler Bidet on that, right? We talk about him. He needed to eat the sack, but Tyler Bidet, he needs to get out the damn backfield and catch the damn ball.
Totally.
It's things like that.
What was he thinking? What was he thinking there? I
think he had a brain fart where it's when you're listening to someone like Jarrett Stidham, he's saying reload. That means that there was a play that he was thinking of. Now you're reloading, going back to the first play that came out of the huddle.
Right.
And now it's oh crap, the ball snapped. What play do I have? Let me just sit in here and block. If I don't know a play, let me just help protect my quarterback. And you have Jarrett Stidham that's waiting for you to get out so he can dump it off, so he doesn't have to take a sack or take that fumble.
I think there was a singular moment for me yesterday that made my heart drop. And I said, man, I think the Broncos are going to lose this game. And I'll talk about that moment next.
Jarrett Stidham came out on fire, but ultimately couldn't overcome the Patriots' defense. With bad weather and no run game, did Denver's offensive inconsistency finally catch up to them? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Progressive knows life takes you in many directions.
Bear right at exit 32, then begin to wonder why you never bought a fish tank. In 1.3 miles, you'll realize you've been mispronouncing epitome your whole life. At the roundabout, you will remember you said something at dinner you wish you hadn't, and will think about it for decades. You have arrived at your destination, but it turns out there really is no destination, and life just keeps going.
Wherever life takes you, protect your home and auto with a bundle from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. J.D. Power ranks Sleep Number #1 in customer satisfaction with mattresses purchased in-store and online. And now, the more you buy, the more you save on beds, bases, and more. Limited time. For J.D. Power 2025 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Check it out at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com today.
Brendan Stokely from my friends at Roller Auction, leader in Colorado auctions for over 40 years. They conduct over 150 auctions every year, selling tens of thousands of items at the price you set. Auctions are held regularly for Colorado government agencies, and they always have big-ticket items at great prices. That's why I love Roller Auction. And almost all bidding is conducted online in real time, and it's open to the public. Anyone can participate. Check back regularly. New auctions are added weekly. Be the first to know about new auctions available for
bidding when you sign up for email notifications. Go to rollerauction.com/thefan.
Looking to upgrade your kitchen, laundry room, or outdoor cooking area? Look no further than Mountain High Appliance. I'm Brad Barnett, president of Mountain High Appliance. We have hundreds of appliances hooked up live for a true try-before-you-buy experience, plus professional delivery and installation. Our price match guarantee ensures you receive the best deal, and special financing options make your purchase affordable. When it's time for new appliances, think Mountain High Appliance.
Mountain High Appliance, your favorite appliance store.
Thank you.
Hey guys, your boy Mark Schlereth here for my friends at Xfinity. Now, when Team USA is on, you can almost see the moment when the kid starts believing, hey, I could be next. Now, while Xfinity can't guarantee that, they can guarantee something super important. That's your internet price won't change for 5 years. No contracts, no commitments. So, while your kid's ordering online or streaming highlight reels, your Xfinity internet price won't change. It will not budge. And who knows, by the time the next Winter Olympics roll around, your kid could be getting fitted for their very own Team USA uniform. And guess what? You'll be paying the same price for reliable Wi-Fi. And there's even more to enjoy with Xfinity Gold Medal Celebration. Now through February 22nd, get our best price on gig Wi-Fi for 5 years guaranteed, just $50 a month. Plus, get Peacock Premium included for 10 years. That's a $10.99 value each month. Xfinity, imagine that. Proud partner of Team USA. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto-paid with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extras. Actual speeds may vary.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. You know, the big wireless companies say they have discounts for people over 55. But unless you're willing to sit on hold and ask, you're probably paying more than you should. At Consumer Cellular, there's nothing to hunt down. We're built for people 50 plus with plans starting at just $20. And our 100% US-based customer service actually answers the phone. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com today and get your second month free for a limited time.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Are you 50 or older? This news is for you. The CDC recommends you get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia. Even if you're healthy, your age puts you at risk. People 50 or older are over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia compared to adults 18 to 49. Just one shot can help protect you. Learn more and schedule at vaxassist.com. That's VAXassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
How about a simple New Year's resolution, one that even I could achieve? Reverse the clock on hair loss with Advanced Hair's simple one-day FUE treatment. You will feel more confident and more youthful when you witness your own natural hair growing into those places that have been balding or thinning for years. From Advanced Hair's breakthrough technology to their highly experienced team, there is no one I trust more in hair restoration. Their simple FUE treatment begins to regrow your own natural hair the very next day, and your new hair is backed by the Advanced Hair Guarantee. I know from personal experience, Advanced Hair's exceptional standard of care makes your comfort and your results their top priority. Celebrate this new year with a fuller head of hair and get a free consultation, $250 off, and 250 free hair grafts. Call 720-459-HAIR. That's 720-459-HAIR. Discover what meeting your resolution could look like with the before and after pictures at advancedhair.com.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong?
I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code PLAN to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code PLAN to borrow up to $10,000. Use code PLAN to borrow up to $10,000.
Stay up to date on the Broncos and the latest news from around the league with our NFL insider James Palmer, exclusively on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Mondays on The Rundown with Richie Carney, Tuesday afternoons on The Drive, and Friday mornings on Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, all season long. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app. It's Reaction Monday, powered by Silter Har Motors. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
What was the moment where you thought the Broncos were going to lose? Oh. Man, I thought they were going to win, Phil. I genuinely did. I mean, I picked them on the air.
Well, how was the atmosphere? I mean, like
10 out of 10.
You said Jerry Stidham, like the deep ball, everybody went insane. But what about the touchdown?
It was elite, just an elite sports setting, and it was just intense. I would say the energy was palpable. Like you could almost feel the thickness of the tension in the air. And I think that, once in a while you will poke fun at me for finding my way into a suite.
Always.
Right?
So where were you this time?
And no, I was out there the whole time, man. But like there's a certain thickness that you feel when you're standing amongst people, shoulder to shoulder, that you can't recreate in the suite. You're separate. You're just a little bit removed. There's like this layer that doesn't filter through. And so, look, I would not have, and obviously it wasn't the desired result, but I would not trade that game day experience for just about anything. I mean, it was, and luckily, and because I am such a baby when it comes to the cold, and I always have been my whole life, and it's inordinate, like it's more than an everyday person, and I can't explain it. It's got to be something with my blood or something where I get like shiver fits and stuff. And
my boy's like that. Phil feels like that. It's like he's cold all the time. It's like, dude, it's like 75 degrees in here. Why do you have a blanket on?
Yeah, so I was so scared to be cold that I wore 3 pairs of socks. I had spandex pants on.
Yeah.
I put sweatpants on over the spandex and then got my jeans over both of those layers. I had a short sleeve spandex shirt on, then a long sleeve spandex over that, a thermal like waffle shirt over that.
See, that's a lot of clothes you're gonna have to wash.
And then it's a whole load unto itself. A hoodie, and then almost like a pullover, almost like raincoat. That's like it's got like a weird like insulation on the inside, and then like a winter coat. Not one hat, not 2 hats, 3 hats.
3 hats.
2 scarves. And I prepared for it. And you add in a little bit of a liquid jacket. Like I was great. And I felt bad for some people that weren't as prepared. And you can only blame yourself. You know what you're in store for. But dude, when I say it flipped so quick, we stepped out. Me and a couple dudes that I was hanging with in my row, we stepped out and for halftime and went into like the whatever concourse area. And when we came back out, Phil, the temperature must have dropped. It felt like 25-degree drop. And then the snow starts flying. But that's actually right around the intersection of moment where I started to get a bad feeling. And you remember the end of the first half was so chaotic. I mean, it was nuts. And then you come out of the half, and the Patriots went on, and I forget how many plays it was, maybe 16, I want to say.
It was 9 minutes, right? A little over 9 minutes?
9 minutes and 31 seconds of the third quarter was occupied just on one drive. And then they hang points. The Broncos get the ball back.
That was with Drake May, right? Drake May, scatters for
that
long run.
Yeah, I think it was like a 28-yard. Yeah, it was like a 28-yard scamper up the middle left side.
Yep.
And man, he's a good athlete.
Yeah, he's a lot better than people give him credit for, and this is why I'm sitting there still scratching my head. Why would you not account for Drake May, especially when it starts to get cold in the snow? He's going to utilize his feet. Why are you going to keep the middle of the field open? Why don't you have some type of spying on a young, athletic quarterback?
Man, and he hurt them over and over and over again. I went back and rewatched the game. Nance Romo said, man, he's taken off 5 times, and all 5 of them have been for first downs extending a drive. And you got
to adjust. See, this is where, like VJ, you have to adjust. What do? Do something creative, but you can't let Drake May beat you with his legs. Like, no, force him to throw the ball in bad weather.
You know who he looked like on some of those runs? It was actually Josh Allen, because and they pointed this out on the broadcast too. Josh and someone like Mahomes too will run up the middle. Not like get flushed out and try to find the edge, but literally run right at the defense. And when he was in the open field, I mean, he is a huge lumbering athlete,
He's
man.
Big. Yeah.
But when the Broncos got the ball back after watching the Patriot offense for 9.5 minutes, and they went 3 and out immediately, and the snow started flying, man, my heart started to drop. And it would drop another inch maybe every 15 minutes that went by, because you were just seeing like nothing is materializing on offense.
Yeah.
They could not generate any offense. And I've been saying here for months on this radio show, Phil, my fear is that the Broncos' inability to run the football is going to get them beat in the playoffs. And somehow, a week ago, they scored 30 points without being able to run the ball, and it felt like it just came catching up to them at the worst time of the season with a trip to the Super Bowl on the line.
No, you're right. You have to be able to run the ball. So that's one thing we talked about was have a running game, and you have to have a tight end. And guess what? And for the last 2 years, we haven't been able to run the ball.
Nope.
Other than with Bo Nix.
Yep.
And then we finally get a tight end, we think, in the Joker and Evan Ingram. He's not available, or he doesn't do his part, whatever the case may be. We're going to have to talk about that at some point.
Totally.
So now you're going into this season with no run game, no tight end, and then you don't have your quarterback, who's the identity of the offense. Like, it's all bad. It went down here from there. But, Zach, when it came down to me sitting there watching this game and the snow going back and forth, I'm like, damn, how are we going to win this game? I felt like we were going to lose once Will Lutz got that field goal blocked. Because I'm like, all right, the opportunities, like, there's not going to be another opportunity. There's been multiple opportunities to make the Patriots pay, and we are not taking advantage of them. The opportunities are running out. And exactly what happened was the opportunities ran out. Will Lutz had an opportunity to help us out, gets it blocked. He missed one earlier. We don't go for the points earlier. It just, everything added up there, and we lost the game because of it.
And you want to know what the shame is, Phil? This is the type of game that the Broncos have been winning all year.
Yeah.
Not necessarily the low-scoring affair, because this was as low-scoring of a winning team that we've seen since 1979, where you score 10 points in a championship game and win. I mean, it's nuts. But the Broncos have always found a way to win these one-possession games. NFL record number of one-possession wins, and it feels cruel and ironic that it's a one-possession loss to end their season.
Catches back up with you, doesn't it? Catches back up with you, especially when you don't have the guy that has helped you with those one-score games, Bo Nix.
Right. And then a bit of maybe, I don't want to say controversy after the game with Will Lutz, that he jumped on social media today to try to explain or clean up. And we'll give you the details on that next.
Sean Payton said he couldn't coach scared this week, and he certainly followed through. But did his aggressive mindset cost the Broncos a shot at the Super Bowl?
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
What's going on, everybody? Happy Monday. And guys, it's a brand new year, and I know there's at least 50 of you listening to me right now who are thinking about popping that question soon. And you know, if that's the case, you need a diamond. So let me save you some time and money by telling you something as simple as this. You need to go see my jeweler, Williams Jewelers. So whether you're starting your next chapter with your perfect diamond engagement ring, or celebrating a milestone, or finally just doing something special for yourself for once, this is where it all begins at Williams Jewelers. This new year, imagine the finest jewelry legends all in one store together, making you feel just like family, and their service is going to reflect that. So come shop the finest loose diamonds in Denver. They have every size, shape, and price range you can imagine, and the largest selection of engagement ring settings I've ever set eyes on. And not only are they going to share the secrets of the business with you, but they're going to give you the best price in Colorado, guaranteed. So why wouldn't you want to create moments and memories for yourself and the ones you love by going to Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche, Denver's first family of fine jewelers, located in Cherry Creek North on 3rd Avenue, and also in Inglewood at Broadway and Bellevue. And don't forget to mention my name, Phillip Lindsay, when you step through one of those doors.
You know what it takes to win: the preparation, the game plan, the refusal to quit when things get hard. You bring that same mentality to your business every single day. But even the best teams need fans in the seats. At Denver Sports, we put your business in front of Denver's most passionate, loyal audience, on air, online, and on the big screen. You've got the drive, we've got the reach. Visit us online at DenverSports.com. Let's build your roster.
I am down 60 pounds with SodaWeightLoss.com, and the weight came off naturally. And I'll tell you, having my own nutritionist, someone who is always available by text, made all the difference. It's real support from a real person. That keeps you consistent. SodaWeightLoss.com is the #1 weight loss company in America for client satisfaction and results. Clients look and feel just like I do, 10 years younger. You moving easier, you sleep better, you get your confidence back, and it is awesome. And with nearly 9,000 plus positive Google reviews, the results speak for themselves. And here's the best part: join now and your partner joins for free. You start together, you support each other, and you both get younger feeling, healthier versions of yourselves. Go to SodaWeightLoss.com. That's SodaWeightLoss.com, SOTA weightloss.com. Learn how to eat, what to eat, and when to eat, and transform your life, just like I did with SodaWeightLoss.com. Soda Weight Loss is, say it with me, state of the art.
One iced coffee?
$1, please.
For real? No way. One iced coffee?
$1, please.
For real? No way. What a deal.
Your new morning groove. Iced coffee from McDonald's, any size for just $1 until 11 a.m. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Still haven't filed your taxes? You're not alone, but the longer you wait, the harder the IRS can hit back. Penalties, interest, letters, none of it goes away on its own. At Advanced Tax Solutions, resolving IRS problems is all they do. Whether you're a year behind or 10, their licensed tax professionals can step in fast, stop the stress, and help you get back on track. Don't let another day slip by. A quick call could mean a quick resolution. Contact my friends at Advanced Tax Solutions today and take control of your tax situation before the IRS does.
Sniffles and sneezes got you down? GoodRx is here to help with big savings on commonly prescribed cold and flu meds. GoodRx is free and easy to use. GoodRx is accepted at all major pharmacies like CVS, Walmart, and Walgreens. Just search your prescription, find a coupon, then show your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx is not insurance, but it works whether you have insurance or not. If you do, GoodRx may beat your copay price. Download the free app or visit GoodRx.com to save today.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Let's go! You still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach By here. For 50-80 Exteriors, Colorado homes face more risk than ever from intense weather, including wildfire exposure. 50-80 Exteriors prioritizes fire-resistant, non-combustible, low-maintenance exterior upgrades with reliable quality installations. Protect your home with James Hardy siding, TimberTech decking, and Pella Impervia fiberglass windows, all designed to stand up to heat, weather, and time. They also offer 60 months no-interest financing. 50-80 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
We know exactly what you're not thinking about right now. Wiper blades. But now that you are, take a moment to think about how Rain-X is the #1 brand of wiper blades in America. Why? Because Rain-X thinks about wiper blades all the time. We obsess, so you don't have to. Simply install our blades and then think about literally anything else. So choose Rain-X, America's #1 wiper blades. and then go back to not thinking about wiper blades. Rain-X. Outsmart the elements.
You still thinking job change in the new year?
Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy.
IT?
Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI.
That's what I did.
Really? How?
Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up.
Sweet. Are classes online or on campus?
Both.
Wow, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner.
Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan is brought to you by Step Denver, a nonprofit solution to addiction and homelessness.
It's Reaction Monday, powered by Silter Har Motors. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
All right, so today, man, was just, how would you describe how you're feeling today, actually, before I try to fill in that blank for you?
You know, Z, like, I woke up from a nightmare. I truly thought we had a chance to win this game. We did.
1,000%, yeah.
We had a chance to win the game. But then when the clock struck 0, the Patriots go running out on our field, Stephon Diggs getting his hat, acting like he went for 100 yards receiving. Come on. It just hurt. It's like we were so damn close. And I'm sitting here saying, well, damn, if we're hurt like this, imagine what those players feel like. They were so close. They had put in so much work for that moment, and they needed a couple things to go right. Whether you could, as a defense, you're like, hey, we should have got a turnover. All right, Jaron Stidham, I should have been able to complete a couple more passes, take a sack. All right, Sean, I should have probably not went for it. I probably should have just kicked the field goal for the points. You're going to sit back there saying, damn, if we would have done this, the big if game.
Yeah.
But for me, it was like a nightmare, man. It's like waking up the next day and it's like, what now? What now? Now, of course, life goes on. We have a lot to talk about. The Nuggets, the Avs are coming up. So we still have 2 teams that can do it.
1,000%.
But at one point, we had 3 teams that we thought could do it.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, it's there's a lot of regret. Because I think the 2 biggest plays in the game were both avoidable. Because mistakes in football, it's peanut butter and jelly. It's like
it's gonna happen.
Definitely. But the going forward on 4th and 1, that's avoidable. The turnover that immediately led to the Patriots' only touchdown, that was avoidable.
Yeah.
And but the one I almost, even though Stidham's turnover was so costly and led to the Patriots' only touchdown.
Yep, 7-7 once that happened.
Oh, that was such a gut punch. But Sean has more experience. Sean, like, I hold Sean to a higher standard. Stidham's a backup who hasn't played in 749 days.
Crazy to think.
So I while he did not play well, I show just a smidge more grace for Stidham, the player who hasn't played, as opposed to the coach who's been doing this for 18 years, and I just would hope to make a better decision in that moment.
So this whole game, 60 minutes of football, the biggest thing for you is like Sean making that bad decision, that bad choice, that kind of you would think altered that game.
I do, and obviously there's more plays and more mistakes and more letdowns and drops and miscalculations.
Yeah, there's a lot more to it.
But if I'm making a list, I think those 2 things are at the top of that list.
Ooh-wee. I mean, when you look at it after the game, when we lose by 3, it's like, you know what, that could have been avoidable. But then on the other side of this, when I look at it, it's like we've been telling Sean to be himself, be aggressive, and that's something that has gotten him beat, but also has helped him win a Super Bowl. And for Sean, it's like you're going with your gut. Now, I do understand, like, dude, like you wanted to run the ball first and then you changed up. Just go with what you were going to do first, okay, instead of second-guessing yourself. If you're going to second-guess yourself, take the free points. We act like it's free points, like Will Lutz will make it. We hope he will, but take the point.
In that moment, I just assumed that they would.
We always want somebody to blame when we lose, right? And it seems like everybody wants to blame Sean. I don't know how much I can truly sit here and blame Sean because it was so early in the game and there was opportunities out there to still get points.
I understand that you know how football works.
It's 60 minutes.
Yeah, and like what happens early on in the game could be just as influential as what happens late in the game. And so, oh my gosh.
So Sean's the fall guy, huh?
No. I think Sean is a huge... Yeah, I'm not saying fall guy. But like...
First it was going to be VJ. We thought that if the defense gave up a bunch of points, people are going to be mad at VJ.
And you could envision that happening if that did happen. But that's not what happened. VJ's defense played great.
He did. They did.
And it was just a couple of miscalculations from Sean Payton in that one instance and Stidham in another. But obviously, they played football for 3 hours. Right, and the context with the weather and the snow. It's just I'm just gutted. Like you never assume how things in sports work and windows. And Sean tells us every year you take the game board, you pour out all the pieces, and you start over. You do not build from where you were. But it was such an opportunity to play in the Super Bowl 60, Santa Clara. The way that I feel is really hard to explain, but it's just a massive, massive missed opportunity. And look, our show was going to be sent to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Like that was on my mind too. Like I'm walking out of the stadium like
opportunity of a lifetime to be there.
Truly.
Interviewing all these players. Like the atmosphere there, being able to tell our audience, our listeners, like what's really going down.
Yeah.
The good, the bad, the ugly.
So even from like a personal selfish standpoint, like I feel gutted in addition to the natural organic missed opportunity of having the Denver Broncos in the freaking Super Bowl. So Will Lutz, I mentioned this in the going into the last break, and I want to pay this off. So yesterday, Will Lutz said he thought the field goal operation might have set up a yard shallow on the fourth quarter try. And he said, quote, "My guess is, unfortunately, you couldn't see the lines on the field, and honestly, we might have been a yard short on the snap. We kind of, we had to kind of estimate." And so that was a part of the speculation why it led to the block, that they were too close to the line of scrimmage, and they were able to put a hand on it where they otherwise would not have. Will Lutz went on social media here this afternoon while we've been on the air. He said, quote, "Just to clarify so my words aren't taken out of context, I was absolutely gutted during my media session after the game. I take full responsibility for the missed kick at the end of the game. We were lined up correctly after looking at the tape. The conditions made it tough to see the lines, but that can never be an excuse. This is on me and no one else. The result of any kick always ends with me." Will Lutz goes on to say, "This has been an amazing year that ended in heartbreak for our team. We cannot wait to get back to work and back in front of Broncos country," end quote. What do you make of it?
That he probably regrets the way he kicked the football. Because, and I'm not a kicker, but I've been around him. He could have got it up a little bit higher knowing that, hey, these guys may block it, so you get a little bit more, length on it, although you're going and you're playing in the snow, the wind, like all that takes in consideration when you're doing this. I think for him, it's like, let me kick it as hard as I can, straight, so that it can go through the uprights if there's some wind that's messing it up.
Right.
And when you kick it as hard as you can, straight, and try to do a driver,
the trajectory is lower.
Exactly. You go lower, and you have these big 6'4", 6'5" guys with wingspans of 7 foot that all they're going to do is just put their hands in the air, and he was able to get it tipped, which with the wind and you get tipped, you're not making that field goal.
Ugh.
And now we're not tied. Or maybe we win if we take the points earlier. Now we're 13.
Right.
13-10.
Right. God, man. All right. How much criticism should Sean Payton be getting on a day like today? And how much goes in the direction of Stidham? And how different would things have been if it was Bo Nix? We'll get to all of that as we are on the doorstep of 40 consecutive minutes of commercial-free sports talk coming up next.
Support St. Jude Children's Research Hospital today for a chance to win 2 tickets to Super Bowl 60. One lucky winner and a guest can win 2 tickets to the big game, attend the exclusive Legends for Charity event, and a meet and greet with ESPN's Kirk Herbstreit, plus a 4-night hotel stay, round-trip airfare, and ride-and-share credit. Go to propeller.la/Super Bowl LX for more details. That's propeller.la/Super Bowl LX.
No donation required for entry. See official rules on propeller.la for details.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
This week's Recovery of the Week is brought to you by Step Denver, the men's residential addiction recovery program in Lower Downtown. Our Recovery of the Week this week belongs to Denver Broncos starting quarterback Bo Nix, who fractured his ankle in the fourth quarter of the divisional round against the Buffalo Bills, but has already had surgery on that ankle in Birmingham, Alabama, and reportedly has already begun the rehab process to get back on his feet.
And that is your Recovery of the Week, brought to you by Step Denver. Sitting down with Randy from Step Denver. Randy, thank you for sitting down with us. If you don't mind, just tell us what brought you to Step Denver and what's been your experience thus far.
Well, back in early September, my addiction had gotten really bad. And I knew I needed help, and a very good friend of mine suggested Step. I didn't know anything about it, to be honest with you, but I came knowing I needed help, and Step has changed my life. This is the best I have felt in years. I love the structure of Step. Everyone here, the brotherhood, the friends I've made. Today is day 97 for me. Excellent. And I'm in a very good place now with my sobriety. I feel good, I'm working, saving money. I have reconnected with my kids, which is incredible. I get to see them and the rest of my family next week. Excellent. Yeah. It's, like I said, completely changed my life, and I feel great.
Man, I am so happy to hear that. Thank you so much for sitting down and being vulnerable with us and getting the message for Step Denver out there. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
If you are someone who is ready and willing to seek help, call now or visit stepdenver.org. If you'd like to give, donations are also accepted at that same link, stepdenver.org.
Hey, Broncos country, it's Terrell Davis here. It's a new year. It's time to work on a new you.
At Fitness Gallery, we have deals everywhere, up to 50% off. Visit one of Fitness Gallery's 7 convenient locations from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins. We have you covered.
Men, the new year is here, and if you're like many of us, you're ready to improve your health. But if you're feeling low energy, not sleeping well, or not seeing results in the gym, keeping that resolution can be tough. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if those symptoms sound familiar, we can likely help. They often point to low testosterone, and treating low T is what we do. But this year, we're also helping men go further with 4 targeted body composition plans featuring growth hormone peptides, NAD+, GLP-1s, PDA, and more, designed to boost energy, support metabolism, enhance recovery, and accelerate fat loss. With our low T treatments combined with our body composition programs, most men notice real improvements: more energy, better focus, improved sleep, stronger workouts, and often a renewed sex drive as well. So call us. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on treatment the same day, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or visit RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
So, you're ready to propose, huh?
Yeah, man. She's definitely the one.
What are we thinking about the ring? I got my wife's at Hellsberg. I couldn't recommend a better jeweler.
I could use some help with that.
Man, go to Hellsberg. I had no idea how many details you need to consider. Did you know you can get a natural or lab-grown diamond? I didn't. Figure out what she wants. Trust me, they'll make it happen.
Start your story with Hellsberg. Shop in store or at hellsberg.com.
HelloFresh makes home cooking nutritious, delicious, and exciting. You excited when you get those freezer-burnt, pre-packaged meals in the mail? I know I'm not. Go to HelloFresh.com to explore plans and menus because nothing hits like home cooking.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here for my friends at Cudarelli Vision. I wore glasses for a long time, but when I started needing reading glasses to see menus, text, read stats, to see my computer, I decided to go to Dr. Cudarelli at Cudarelli Vision for refractive lens exchange. It was a game changer for me, and it could be for you too. Join Dr. Cutarelli for his live webinar this Wednesday at noon to learn about refractive lens exchange from Cutarelli Vision. This free webinar is the perfect opportunity to meet Dr. Cutarelli and have him answer all your questions about RLE, like what is refractive lens exchange? How is it different from LASIK or EVO ICL? Why can't you develop a cataract after RLE? Cutarelli Vision is Colorado's most experienced with over 90,000 vision correction procedures. He can tell you when it's your right time for RLE, like he did me. So register for the webinar at coloradorle.com. It's this Wednesday at noon. coloradorle.com.
Need a new water heater? Euro Plumbing has lifetime warranties, great financing, and low pricing. 720-500-3000. 720-500-3000.
Tune into Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, Wednesdays at 9:15 to hear ESPN NFL analyst Dan Orlovsky break down Bo Nix and the Broncos every week during football season. Denver Sports, 104.3 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app. It's Reaction Monday, powered by Silter Har Motors. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
All right, appreciate you guys rocking with us here on a Reaction Monday. Cannot believe that it's not a Victory Monday.
We've had so many of them. Victory Monday here, Victory Monday there. I mean, every day was almost a Victory Monday, except for today. It sucks. And we would have been getting ready to talk about going to the Super Bowl, which would have been interesting because it's like, okay, Jared Stidham, get you to the Super Bowl. How does that look now? I mean, there's so much to talk about if the Denver Broncos would have just did the right things, got a couple of points, were able to knock in a couple of field goals, you win that game.
Well, I want to talk about Sean Payton here in just a couple minutes and how big of a slice of the blame pie does he get for the decision that he made. And we'll hear from Sean and see if his explanation provides any clarity to his decision. We'll also hear in this segment, all right, hear from Drew Brees and what Brees' thoughts were about his former coach making that kind of decision. And there's just, and I have to say this, and we'll get to the Sean stuff here in a minute. There's a real shame to the Broncos' loss that, you have the shame with the Bo Nix loss. That is just, you can't make it up. With 3 plays left in the divisional round, he breaks his ankle. And by the way, breaks it again. And, we need to talk about that because, and I wanted to mention it, or I did mention it on Thursday and put a pin in it. It just stayed in there. But, how much does it bother you that
it keeps happening?
Bo Nix has broken his ankle in high school, broke his ankle in college, and now broke his ankle his second year in the NFL and missed out on a chance to go to a Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's a little weird that you're talking about ankle. Usually when you talk about multiple injuries, the same injury, it's usually a knee. Right? Knee, some type of ligament.
Yep.
But you're talking about a bone and being broken. Now, when you're a quarterback like Bo Nix and you're a dual threat guy and you're always running and you're putting yourself and your body in different situations, it could happen. And it has happened 3 times already. So for Bo Nix, it's going to be very important for him to work on his ankles. I don't know what else you can do. It's his body, right? It's what more can you do?
Well, Sean didn't know.
No, but
which is I find strange.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. There's so much work that goes into the combine, right? The prep for it, and you got these medical staff, and you're under an MRI machine for not just one team, but for 32 teams. They're checking on your ligaments, they're checking on your bones with the X-ray machine. So for you not to catch that or say, okay, the bones have been broken a couple times, it's kind of interesting. Does it change the way Sean thinks of him? I don't think so. Because, it is what it is. You're going to have injuries. It happens. It just so happened that it happened at the wrong time. 3 plays left in the game, ready for this next AFC game, which is crazy to think.
It's nuts. And so, and I agree. I'm just going to keep my eye on this.
If it happens for a 4th time, now it's okay, something's wrong. His bones are brittle.
Yeah, and because there's an old saying, and I'll probably screw it up, but if it happens once, what is it? If it happens once, It can be random if it happens twice. It's a coincidence. If it happens third time, it's a pattern. And so we have a bit of a pattern here. And Bo is a runner. Bo is an athlete. And it's just an element to just be very mindful of moving forward. What kind of difference will being mindful of it matter? I don't know. But it wasn't on my radar, and it wasn't on Sean's, because he said after the Bills divisional round game, Bo told him, well, I did this in high school and college. And Sean said, you did? Well, if I knew that, I wouldn't have drafted you. Kind of messing around with him, but still, like, let's keep our eye on that. So there's an inherent shame in not having your franchise starting quarterback for an opportunity to go to the Super Bowl, and that's just built into it. But then the other shame is, Phil, we would have these conversations about the defense. And, man, for a second straight year, are they getting leaky? Last month of the season, they were the worst total defense a year ago. And here they were coming out of the bye. They weren't the same version of themselves. They give up 450 yards of offense to the Bills. Despite the turnovers on a down-to-down basis, it didn't look right. And this defense came into that football game yesterday. That was a Super Bowl defense that I watched yesterday.
Boy, was it.
They were suffocating like a boa constrictor. The Patriots couldn't do much of anything. And that's a part of the shame here is like you actually, you have and had, in this case, a Super Bowl defense that doesn't get to go to the Super Bowl.
For the most part, the defense did everything right? Stopping the run. Now, when you look at the stat sheet, when it comes to Stevenson, the running back over there, he ended up with 70-plus yards. I want 73 yards or something like that.
Came hard, though.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you're forcing that running back to earn those yards. And when you get 25 carries, you should come out with 70 yards, and that's exactly what he had. But this defense also, they were getting after Drake May. They were putting pressure on Drake May. Drake May was making bad decisions. Hufanga had an interception that he did not come up with. It's like, Hufanga, you have to come up with these, especially with a backup quarterback. Pat Surtain's another one. Beautiful defense on Booty.
Yeah,
right?
He was
that was
locked down.
Pat Surtain's Booty.
Buckles. It was just incredible to watch.
You couldn't ask the defense to do a better job, right? Other than maybe try to get a turnover, just to help your backup quarterback, give him a short field to work with. But stopping the run, stopping the pass, dominating in the first half. What more did you want him to do? VJ had a hell of a game plan. They went out there and knew the defense was going to have a bunch of pressure put on them, and they did their part.
Man, well, Vance Joseph, what a lasting impression that he goes into the offseason and potential coaching cycle.
How does he not get a head coaching job with what he just did out there? With a backup quarterback that wasn't generating any kind of success, and yet your defense holds the Patriots, who are in the Super Bowl, to 10 points. Of course, there's a little bit of weather that you can talk about. Who cares? The Patriots had to do the exact same thing. And yet, VJ is still going to, I'm hearing more about Davis Webb than I am about Vance Joseph. That's an issue. Davis Webb doesn't call plays. He's a pass game coordinator. And yet, he's getting more buzz than VJ? Man, something ain't right about that one.
Well, let's keep our eye on that and see how that actually ages. You mentioned the Patriots scoring 10 points.
Yeah.
That's tied for the second fewest in a conference championship win in NFL history. Only the Rams, who scored 9 points in a 9-0 win at Tampa back in 1979 in the NFC Championship game, had less than the Patriots were held to and win. Oh, man. I'm still kind of processing like what happened and what we saw, and I'm watching it in real time from the South Stands, and
just a defense being stout.
Yeah, and I do wonder, like, do the Broncos? Two questions, and then I want to get into Sean here. Do they win if Bo Nix is the quarterback yesterday? And I know there's no way of knowing, but what does your gut tell you? And do they win with Stidham if the snow never comes in the manner in which it did? What do you think about those two questions? You can take one at a time.
Let's go with the Stidham one first, because he's playing in the game. We knew he was going to play. Jarrett Stidham did a great job at was it the second drive? The first drive, he kind of was like 0 for 3.
Yep.
And then he kind of turned it on, was able to get that completion to Marvin Mims, get some momentum going,
yep,
some confidence going. Then he was able to hit Cortland Sutton in the back of the end zone, right? That's a confidence booster in itself. So you're sitting there saying, okay, Jarrett Stidham can do it. He will do it. But as the game went on, it's like, man, Would it have mattered if the snow was there? He would have been able to pass the ball better. But I look at it like his teammates failed him. Cortland Sutton dropped the ball. It wasn't snowing yet. That's a 3rd and 9. You're setting up for a field goal. Tyler Bidet, it wasn't snowing yet. He didn't get out there, and now you take that sack. It's not even a sack. It's a fumble.
What a massive mistake that was.
You know, it ended up being a fumble recovery. They score a touchdown that drive. I mean, you look at things like that, it's like Jarrett Stidham did enough to keep the chains moving, but the teammates around him didn't do their part. And that's what Sean Payton brought up before the game even started. He said, I'm not worried about Jarrett Stidham. I'm worried about the people around Jarrett Stidham. Well, this is the reason why. You have to stay focused even though you're changing quarterbacks. So for me, when it comes to Jarrett Stidham, like, does he play better without the weather? Yes, for sure. Does it change anything? I don't think so. I think that he's going to make mistakes because he's going to get more opportunities to throw the ball. More opportunities to throw the ball, you're going to get picked off if you're not making the right decisions.
On the fumble, that was one of the most impactful plays of the game. Do you put that more on Stidham or more on Bidet?
I'm gonna put it on. I'm gonna put more of it on Jarrett Stidham because it's like you didn't have to throw that ball. Just take the sack. And don't second guess yourself. If it's not there, just throw the ball out of bounds. You're trying to hold on to the ball too long to see if someone like Tyler Bidet would go out for a pass.
Yep.
And you panic and you do something like that. Now you hurt yourself. You hurt the team. Now, with that being said, Tyler Bidet has something to do with it.
Totally.
Because he has to have the awareness of like, okay, he's waiting for me. I have to get out. Obviously, I'm part of this play. I don't get out. I hurt the team as well. So more of the blame will go on Jarrett Stidham. But Tyler Bidet also needs to stand up and say, hey, I didn't do my part.
Yeah.
What about you? What you thinking?
You know what? Like, on that play, it just, for me, yes, Stidham deserves more of the blame because you're the quarterback. And with great power comes great responsibility. You have got to know, even with
Peter Parker.
Even with the lack of experience, though, Phil, like, dude, you know you can't do that.
Yeah.
I don't care. No. You take a 17-yard Shedeur Sanders type sack before you
do a chest pass.
Pro Bowler Shedeur Sanders.
Oh, don't get me started with that.
No, of course. Like, oh my gosh. But like, you know better than that. Even without the days in between the last relevant pass he threw, like, you don't need to be playing every Sunday to know that you can't do that. With that said, you watch the Bidet play, man. Like, what are you doing, dude? Like, did you really just freeze up in that moment that you forgot what you were supposed to be doing? Or is it just, like, the worst execution ever? And I don't, hey, man, help me, because I'm struggling with something. What does Tyler Bidet do good that he's out there as much as he is?
I'm never going to push anybody's head down. That's not what we're here to do.
I'm not trying to do that.
Yeah. Right? Like, I'm trying to figure that out, too. What, for this year, when you look at Tyler Bidet, what has he done that's like, okay, like, that's why he's a third down running back?
I don't get it.
Because he's dropped a bunch of footballs.
Yes, he has the #1 drop rate on the team.
There you go. When it comes to picking up first downs, which that's what a third down running back is used for, the choice route, picking up first downs, getting out of the backfield, doing some routes other than a swing route. That's what Tyler Bidet did most of, is just swing routes, not a lot of choice routes. So I don't know why Sean Payton had this infatuation with Tyler Bidet this year and wanted to keep him on third downs. If that's the case, just stay with R.J. Harvey. Give him the reps. He was catching out of the backfield, probably the best catcher out of the running backs right now.
Agreed.
I'm with you on that. I don't know why Tyler Bidet was put in this situation to just be a third down back. And he's not like he's in there all the time anyway, so he's sitting there cold. You throw his ass in there and then expect him to make a play on third down. It doesn't make any sense.
Man, oh man. All right, we'll get to Sean Payton here. This is KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. We are coming with it, and we are coming for it. It's Zach By and Phillip Lindsay, and we are The Drive. Woo! Man, it's hard to reconcile.
Super Bowl, I thought we were coming. Damn.
Sincerely?
For real.
Wow. There was a handful of moments that made the loss come into focus, and the Lutz field goal, the 3 and out in the first possession of the second half after the Patriots just went 9.5 minutes.
That's brutal right there, man.
Brutal.
Putting your defense back out there in the cold after the Patriots just drove down the field for 9.5 minutes and you go 3 and out? Come on, Sean.
It can't happen. And the weather left its fingerprints on that game in a way that I could have never seen coming, ever.
Ooh-wee.
And man, being there, it was quite a scene. I mean, it was quite like the setting of a story. It was dramatic. I mean, Phil, dude, I'm in the south stands. When the plays were on the other side of the field, I had to watch the replay on the big screen to see what was going on.
Yeah, couldn't see anything.
It was just so hard to see. And I want to circle back to the weather in just a couple minutes, but and I guess it could be a part of the following conversation as well. The Sean Payton 4th and 1 call, not taking the points.
Yeah.
As all the angels in heaven are my witness, along with everyone else in section 129, I'm saying out loud in the moment, this is not retroactive, armchair quarterback criticism. In the moment, I'm turning to my buddy to my right saying, whoa, what is he doing? It felt like the temperature of the game required him to kick the field goal, not try to pass it on 4th and 1. And the fact that he did try to pass it, it's like, I think there's like 2 issues here. There's one that is agreeing to go for it in a game where the temperature of the game said points are the commodity, take the points. But then separate from that, it's the actual call that was DOA, dead on arrival, in a way that looked like Spygate. Like the Patriots knew what play was coming to a degree that was just really hard to watch.
Well, on top of that, Z, like we talked about it, he called a timeout.
He
Sean
did.
Payton called a timeout.
He did.
Changed the play up because it was going to be a run play. Changed it up because he didn't trust the running backs. And they go with a bootleg, a naked bootleg or something like that. I don't know what they want to call it in there. That didn't work. And the Patriots sniffed it out. They were smart. They're already a disciplined team. We know that. Mike Vrabel does a great job of clock management, situational football. He's at his best, and
Definitely.
he has guys around him that can help him
How
out.
about the quick timeout call with Drake May sliding down there and having the presence
My
of
guess
mind?
is somebody's in his ear, right? Some young buck upstairs is in his ear as things are going on. Coach, this is the time to call a timeout, just to remind you certain things. You need somebody like that reminding you.
Sure.
So maybe Sean needs to help himself by having somebody up there that speaks in his ear a little bit about situational football, to help you out when everything is going on and things kind of get cluttered with you or fogged up in your brain. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Which is normal.
No, it is.
But
It's human
here's
nature.
But here's the thing too. Think about how foggy it can get when you're in the heat of the moment as the head coach and the play caller.
That's true. That is true.
And see, this is a part. There's a handful of like dynamics that like really don't sit well with me concerning this specific sequence. If Sean Payton were just the head coach and just the CEO on game day and not the play caller, I do not believe he makes the decision to go to 4th and 1. I'm
don't
sorry.
think so?
No, I don't.
But that's kind of who Sean has been his whole career.
Yes.
Very aggressive.
Yes, and in general, you're correct. But if you step out of the play calling shoes, like that, Sean, the play caller, made that decision to go on 4th and 1.
Yeah.
And that's who he is at his core. He's a play caller.
He's going to be gutsy with things.
But like in most situations, I would think because you're reacting to the game in front of you, and he has mentioned this 3 or 4 times in these press conferences, and he learned from Bill Parcells that there's a way to win each game. And that game, the texture of the game was points are going to be at a premium. Your defense is dominating New England. Weather is coming in the second half. It may be even harder to score here in the next 90 minutes or whatever the timestamp on it was before the snow really showed up. And I think it was a big time fumble that didn't happen in between the sidelines. Sean fumbled it on the sidelines. And I just think that,
when he second guessed himself when he called that timeout, they should have just put the field goal team out there. Because now you don't really know what you want to do. You are not confident about what you're getting ready to do anyway if you have to call that timeout.
Agreed.
Because you didn't get the play in on time. So you're in your head already saying, hey, should we do it? Should we not? Whoever you're talking to, You call that timeout. Just put Lutz in a situation where he can gain some confidence. Because maybe if he makes that field goal, he feels good about himself going on and doing it the other 2 times. And I understand that it's hard and the game changed and the weather was just a factor. But you're telling your field goal kicker, who you just extended, that, hey, we trust you. We believe in you. Give us those points. So we're up by 10. And now you're putting all the pressure on the Patriots. I'm with you. Like, I don't have any pushback. Like, Sean should have took the points when you have a backup quarterback who has not played in 749 days. He needs help. Also, reward the defense. Reward them for what they're doing. Give them more of a leeway, right? Where it's like you have 10 points you're fighting for and not 7.
Right.
So if you do mess up, well, we're still winning this game. We're still up by 3. It gives them a little flexibility and confidence that we can hold them because we're winning by 10. It just changed the game. It definitely did change the game. And Sean could have easily just took the points and live for another day to be aggressive towards the end of the game if you have to do that.
Yeah, and I'm going in my head, I'm going, wait, when have I said this? Because I know I've said this year, that Sean Payton, the play caller, made a decision that Sean Payton, the CEO, and not the play caller, wouldn't have made. And it came back to me. The Titans game.
First game of the year.
Week 1. Sean Payton threw it on 4th and 3, up 1 possession late in the 4th quarter. And it's like, dude, that's not the move.
Kick the field goal.
Sean Payton has forgot about more football than I will ever know. So let me just say that out loud. But I know what I know. And you shouldn't be throwing it on 4th and 3, which, like it's not 4th and short, and you're chucking it downfield. That's Sean Payton, the play caller. Any CEO in football, if you just said, hey, in this situation, what would you do here? And most people say, yeah, kick the field goal, kick the long field. I think it was a 57-yarder for Will Lutz in week 1. It was kind of a moment like that. Now, in present-day NFL landscape, I think more coaches would say be aggressive.
Well, it seems like every coach is being aggressive, which is like a head-scratcher to me. Is like, why? Especially when like you're in the playoffs now. Like, every point matters. Why are you being so aggressive? Why not just take the points that are just sitting there for you?
Yeah.
That can help change the game.
Yeah.
I don't understand that, man.
And your defense just held the Patriots' offense to 12 yards in the first quarter. They were on pace to have less than 50 yards on the game after 15 minutes.
That's crazy to think.
It really is. And so, like, when you're reacting to the game that's unfolding in front of you, I think the smart move says take the points. And here was Sean Payton talking about his thought process on that 4th and 1 call.
Just felt like, man, we had momentum to get up 14. It felt like we had a good call. And where were we at yard line wise there? Yeah, I think the feeling was, man, let's be aggressive to get up 14. I was just watching the way our defense was playing, and look, the turnover on our end resulting in a touchdown, and outside of that, man, I thought we did a good job in containing them. There'll be a number of things when we watch the tape I'll look at and critique and pay close attention to, but it was a hard-fought game, and we didn't do enough to win it.
All right, so I don't want to get carried away, okay? But his explanation there, like, almost lends itself even further to taking the points. He's like,
explain why you feel that.
Well, basically, I'm paraphrasing, but he said, I'm watching the way our defense is playing. That, like, so let's just keep going with that. You're watching the way your defense is playing. That means you're watching a absolute dominant performance.
For sure.
Dominant.
Yeah.
That lends itself to taking the points. This was not some sort of high-scoring game where you go into it like, hey, we knew going into this game we were going to have to score. We thought we were going to have to score in the high 20s or the low 30s, the way that maybe it unfolded a week ago. And that's a high-powered offense. They're going to produce points, and we had to stay aggressive. It was the opposite style of game. And so it's just...
But see, like you said earlier, he's looking at it as an offensive coordinator. How an offensive coach would look at it is like, hey, our defense is kicking ass. We can be a little bit more aggressive and have some flexibility because we trust our defense is going to get the ball back for us. It's greedy and it can be selfish, but also if it works, you could put your team in a great situation where you go up by 14 if.
Right.
I keep saying if it worked out. And I think that's for Sean. I think that's what he looked at it like, hey, the defense is going to keep doing their part. We know that. I have a backup quarterback that right now the momentum is on his side. I don't know how this is going to look in the quarter from now or a couple plays from now. So let's strike when the iron's hot, try to get this going, try to get 14 points, and now you really put pressure on the Patriots. That I'm only trying to think of how he would.
Yeah, no.
The only way I guess he would think of it is I trust my defense, and I know that at some point our offense is going to sputter out because we have a backup quarterback that I don't know if he can last this whole game.
I'm not saying that there's not anything to be said for that, because there is. He's looking at as it like a knockout punch.
Yes.
Not landing a stiff jab to the chin, but in that style of fight, if we're just going to go with that analogy, no one was going to get knocked out. You know what I mean? It was going to be decided by the judges on points. And you had a chance to land that blow, and it's just, man, it's just, but here's the thing, it's like you just said it a second ago. You said, if you get it, you're gonna go up 14 points. That's part of the reason why I give pushback, because it's not 4th and 1 from the 1. It was 4th and 1 from what was it, the 14-yard line or whatever it was?
25-yard line.
Oh, okay. So like you convert it, it only unlocks another set of downs. It wasn't a scoring play,
but we also act like Will Lutz is just knocking it in.
Well, Will Lutz is
missing two.
I understand.
So like you think of it like that. Like, okay, what if they go for the field goal and it misses? Then what happens?
Yeah, but
what say if?
Dude, he's trying to, like you said a couple minutes ago. You said he doesn't trust his running backs.
He does,
and I agree.
You see it.
I agree. I probably wouldn't have a whole lot of trust in that group either. But you're turning down an untrustworthy running back room for Jarrett Stidham, who hasn't thrown a pass in 749 days.
But he called his shot earlier, Z.
And that's part of it. That's part of it, Phil, because I am convinced that in some compartment of Sean Payton in that moment, it's I'm going to put my nuts on the table right now. And
put my nuts on someone's hand, huh?
And everyone's gonna see my play call with the backup quarterback, who I told you last week to watch out for. Just knowing Sean, I think that is.
So you think that was his moment? In his head, he's like, "This is my moment to show everybody. Like I'm not messing around. Like I told you guys this was gonna happen, and here's why."
To a certain degree, I do, and I've used the phrase in the past, and I hadn't used it in a while. But the agenda play calling, like that was not what was best for the football team in that moment.
I agree with you. And there's no pushback on that. Take the points. Go up by 10. Put it in your defense hands. We know that the defense is the backbone. Give them something to chew on, something to be happy about. Because if you're a defense and you sat there and you had these stops and you have a chance for your field goal kicker to go out there and extend the lead, you're happy. But once you don't see the field goal kicker go out there, they try to get the 4th and 1. They don't get it as a defense. Now you're like, what the hell, coach? You put more pressure on us. Reward us. We're doing our part. Do yours. Put points on the board. If you can't get a touchdown, the next best thing is a field goal. Get 3 points.
Yes.
So, like, for Sean, he should have took those points. But also, we shouldn't be surprised because it's Sean Payton, the coach who has been aggressive his whole career, who has made decisions that helped him win a Super Bowl. So that's another thing when you think about this. It's like you shouldn't be surprised.
I guess I shouldn't be. I guess, but it cost them. Like Phil, that decision had a ripple effect through that game that played a role in the Broncos not playing in Super Bowl 60.
I agree to a certain extent because it puts you up by 10. But then, okay, Patriots got 10 points. So then what?
Yeah.
To me, it's like, where are the other points coming from? Will Lutz misses the field goal twice. One gets one blocked and then misses one. So where are the points coming from? As the game went on and the weather picked up, the offense was just out there.
Went to zero.
Literally. Zero offense.
The plays, man. They
were bad plays.
When the Broncos ran for 5 yards, it felt like a huge deal. Like it was like the other night I'm watching the Nuggets when they didn't have
AG?
Didn't have AG, don't have Jokic, don't have a JV,
Yep.
and like if they got a rebound, and I forget who the hell they were even playing last week. They
It wasn't the Bucks, right?
No.
That.
But anyway, they got out rebounded by 20 rebounds. They were just dominant. I think it was the Lakers.
It was the Lakers.
Yeah, I think it was the Lakers.
Yeah.
And it was just like when they grabbed a rebound, it felt like they should earn a point on the scoreboard for it. And the Broncos offense went to 0 to the point where when they had a carry of 4 or 5 yards and like didn't get behind the chains, it felt like a huge deal. And it's.
I mean, that's where I understand the points. You're up by 10. It changes the dynamic of the game.
So much pressure on New England.
A bunch of pressure. But New England was able to get the 10 points. I just want to know where the points are. We had opportunities throughout the game to still get those points. Will Lutz had those field goals that did not go in. Okay, Cortland Sutton dropped a 3rd and 9 that put Will Lutz in a good situation to kick a field goal because you extend the drive with three or four more downs. Let's just say 3 more downs to get a couple more yards, and it's an easier field goal for you. Another one, Lil Jordan Humphrey. Catch the ball. It extends the drive and gives your field goal kicker a better opportunity to make that field goal. So there was plays out there to be made, to be ahead. We just didn't take the Denver Broncos did not take advantage of those opportunities.
Yeah, and unfortunately, and no one's going to want to hear this, but you're talking about the drops.
Yeah.
This is who the Broncos have been.
That's true. You brought it up. I brought it up. We've talked about it multiple times. It's just that they've dropped the ball and still found a way to win the game.
Right. And that game is the game that they've been winning all year. That one possession game. But yeah, it's one of the highest drop rates in the entire National Football League. So I can't act shocked when we continue to see what we've watched since September. So it just stings, man. It really stings.
One game away. Lost by 3 points.
Really 1/2 away.
1/2 away.
In some respects. I know that 4th down call came there in the second quarter. Here's a little bit more from Sean on if he regrets not kicking that field goal.
There's always regrets, I felt like, here we are 4th and 1. We felt close enough. And it's also a call you make based on the team you're playing and what you're watching on the other side of the ball. So yeah, there'll always be second thoughts.
And that's what it continues to not make sense to me that he would refer to what he's watching on the other side of the ball. You're watching a dominant defensive performance.
Yeah.
So
reward them.
Yes.
Take the point.
Yes, go up 2 possessions. All the pressure's on the Patriots anyway, with the Broncos not having their starting quarterback. You really had a chance to turn it up on them. I know you say, well, the Patriots got to 10 points. Where's the other points coming from?
I'm just asking.
And I understand why you're asking that, but I'll say this. You're applying what we saw after that and stitching it together with, okay, what if they hang the 3, the same exact thing is going to happen afterward. You know this infinitely better than I do. Like when something happens in a game, like going up 2 possessions, like how the other team is operating or their approach or your approach, it changes. So,
but you have to say it the same way with the Patriots because the Patriots changed as well. As the game went on, they didn't care about scoring a touchdown. They didn't care about getting yards.
Not at all.
They were like, hey, we're going to milk this clock. All we're going to do is hand the damn ball off. We don't care if you get a negative yard. Just hand the ball off. We're going to come out slow out of the huddle, and we're going to take time, and then we're going to let our field goal kicker change the position of the field. And so now they have a long field to work with a quarterback and an offense that's stagnant, that's not going to do anything. Like they changed their way. So we don't know what it looks like even for them if they have to be more aggressive. They just went to conservative, let's just hand the ball off.
Yeah. I think there is a room for an added layer of criticism with this decision, with the understanding that the weather was coming. We knew it.
Well, to this degree, though, I mean, Z,
maybe not to that. Maybe not to that
Is
degree.
it a blizzard out there?
But if Chris Bianchi can come on 104.3 The Fan and say there's going to be a chance of snow in the second half, as a coach that's been in that league for 2 decades, there's a chance that points may be even more at a premium.
Yeah.
And I think that's secondary to these other criticisms because you're really asking to look into a crystal ball there. And no, I don't think people saw it coming to that degree.
But he knew. But Sean knew going into the game. He knew going out of into the locker room because they have a meter there, a weather monitor that's letting everybody know, hey, like this can happen in the second half. So Sean knew it was coming.
Yeah.
Not to this degree, my guessing is, but he knew there's some snow coming.
It was nuts. I mean, you had I think it was Romo who said it. Yeah, it was Romo who said it on the call. Went back and rewatched it. He said, I've never seen weather change this quickly. And that guy spent a lot of years in the NFL. Yeah. And Nance cited one other time he saw it in New England years ago, he said. But, yeah, I mean, they were doing the timestamp of like, this is what it looked like at 5:01. This is like at 5:07. I mean, it changed. It was almost like, I made this analogy earlier, it was almost like the snow version of a flash flood where it just comes in, it's like, oh my God, it's here.
And it's sticking to the ground. You can't see the lettering. You can't see the numbers. All right, it's hard to run in. I'm going to tell you that right now. It's hard. Everybody's running in slow motion. So it's not like you're going to have these explosive plays. It's hard to catch the football because it's wet and it's foggy, so it's hard to already see the ball for the quarterback. That's why Jarrett Stidham continued to have a chest pass because he couldn't grip the ball. But instead of doing a chest pass and looking like an elementary school kid, a quarterback, just run or throw the ball out of bounds, live for another down, man. Don't put it in harm's way, and that's exactly what he did. But the snow was a factor, and Sean definitely should have took that in consideration and took the points when it was 4th and 1.
Yeah, here's a little bit more from Sean Payton on if the weather impacted his play calling and whether it impacted Jarrett Stidham.
I think it's more the ball. We had a little bit of the breeze, so we decided in the third quarter they're getting the ball, so we decided to go into the wind in the third quarter. But it picked up. Look, I know we talked a lot about footing, ball security, as the conditions changed, that became something that our players had to be, real mindful of. There were certain throws though that we weren't going to call, we just didn't do enough in the run game or in the pass game.
Man, you can't change it, but
nope.
I just continue to maintain if Sean Payton, and I'm not even asking for Sean Payton to give up play calling because he's never going to do it. So it's you know what I mean? It's like he's never going to do that. But Sean Payton, the CEO, not the play caller, would have taken the points. I think that was a play caller decision. Drew Brees was asked about this, by the way. Drew Brees, Sean's long-standing quarterback in New Orleans, today on the Colin Cowherd Show, was asked about the decision to go for it on 4th and 1 and not take the points.
Well, it's hindsight's right, 2020. But the Denver game, I think at that point to take the points and go up 2 possessions, I think is pretty significant, right?
Yeah.
Of course, it's 4th and 1. You feel pretty good. Now look, had they tried to pound it, and just get stuffed, then you're like, we weren't good enough to get it. You try to pull out a little trickery with the bootleg. But nonetheless, I think going up 2 possessions in a game like that with a young quarterback where you just all of a sudden shift the pressure to the other side.
Yeah.
And, oh, by the way, as good as Drake May's been, he's still a young quarterback. That's still a young, So I think playing at home, maybe take the points there. I mean, look, with McVay, you're rolling, and you got Matthew Stafford, right? And you got all these weapons,
Right.
I think I tend to feel like in those types of games, you take points. You take the points.
Yeah. No, I get it. I think there's some analytics I buy, some I don't. I in these games with the best defenses, I like points.
Well, Sean picks and chooses when he acknowledges analytics. Sometimes he dumps on it. Sometimes he'll say, well, all the analytics will tell you. So it's just sort of, I guess, issue by issue with Sean. But, man, it just stings, man.
Just take the points. Just take the points. Drew Brees is right. You don't have a Matthew Stafford. You don't have the type of weapons. You're dealing with a backup quarterback who has not played in 749 days. Like, if you're going to be aggressive, just hand it off to a running back or the fullback like he did even in that game.
We've seen it.
Nate
Atkins, right?
Prentice.
Oh, I'm sorry, Adam Prentice. Yes, you're right.
Yeah,
yes.
And he's been a guy that you can lean on for the 1-yard pickups. Just do that if you're going to do it. Don't call a timeout. Second guess yourself. And then decide to go for it and put all the pressure on Jarrett Stidham. I don't know, man. It sucks. I understand he's an aggressive play caller, but damn. Take the points.
Oh, man.
10-10.
All right. I have a big picture question to ask about that decision and the ripple effect that'll be felt long after yesterday. And I'll bounce that question off Phil coming up next.
The Broncos' offense fell flat in the snow, and Denver lost to the Patriots in the conference championship. As the magical season comes to a close, did Sean Payton prove his team is for real? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
All Americans should do what they can to prepare for the future. Donald Trump Jr. here with an important message. More and more Americans are looking for ways to diversify their hard-earned money, and gold is the perfect solution. For example, a gold IRA from my trusted friends at the Birch Gold Group lets you diversify your IRA or 401k into physical gold with zero taxes and zero penalties. You stay in control with a tangible asset that's held value for thousands of years. And right now, Birch Gold is offering a free info kit to help you understand how it works. Just text the word SECURE, SECURE, to 989898. There's no pressure, no obligation, just the facts. You can't predict the future, but you can be prepared, but only if you educate yourself. So take that first step right now. Text SECURE to the number 989898 today. That's SECURE to 989898.
The Ultimate RV Show is returning to the Colorado Convention Center in Denver, Colorado. Admission is free. Join us January 28th through the 31st to shop special show pricing on over 300 fully staged new and used RVs. Get a first look at brand new models. Browse a huge selection of pre-owned RVs. Check out the latest RV gear and accessories and enter to win a new RV. Don't miss the Ultimate RV Show at the Colorado Convention Center, January 28th through the 31st. Get your free ticket today at ultimatervshow.com.
Hey guys, your boy Mark Schlereth here for my friends at Xfinity. Now, when Team USA is on, you can almost see the moment when the kid starts believing, hey, I could be next. Now, while Xfinity can't guarantee that, they can guarantee something super important. That's your internet price won't change for 5 years. No contracts, no commitments. So, while your kid's ordering online or streaming highlight reels, your Xfinity internet price won't change. It will not budge. And who knows, by the time the next Winter Olympics roll around, your kid could be getting fitted for their very own Team USA uniform. And guess what? You'll be paying the same price for reliable Wi-Fi. And there's even more to enjoy with Xfinity Gold Medal Celebration. Now through February 22nd, get our best price on gig Wi-Fi for 5 years guaranteed, just $50 a month. Plus, get Peacock Premium included for 10 years. That's a $10.99 value each month. Xfinity, imagine that. Proud partner of Team USA. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto-paid with stored bank account. Taxes, fees, extras. Actual speeds may vary.
Free barbecue. Yep. Absolutely free barbecue. Hey, everybody, Dan Jacobs, the barbecue lawyer at 303 Law 4040. It's 2026, and we are taking our free meal program to the next level, and I want you to help spread the word with me if you can. I got a brand new smoker, and this thing's a beast. It's over 6 feet tall, so we can cook that 1,000 pounds of free barbecue each and every month. Here's what you do. It's Eastern Hills Community Church, 4 to 6 p.m. every first and third Thursday. I'm smoking up delicious pulled pork or my addictive copycat Chipotle recipe, and we're serving it up for free. You just get in line, you pop the trunk, we put free groceries in your trunk, and then we ask you how many meals you need for the night. It's that simple. No questions asked. It's at Smoky Hill and Arapahoe Road every first and third Thursday, 4 to 6 p.m. Help us spread the word. And if you have any questions, you can always call me. The barbecue lawyer's number is 303 Law 4040.
A diamond is the oldest natural substance you will ever hold in your hand, created over 40 million years ago.
There are very few items of true value in the world that fit in the palm of your hand that also express our most powerful emotions.
And that's why a natural diamond from Williams Jewelers is the natural expression of your love. I'm Michelle Williams.
And I'm Bruce Williams. It's one of the most important purchases you will ever make.
And you're counting on us to help you get it right. So come get hands-on with Denver's most beautiful natural loose diamonds.
At Williams Jewelers, I still personally hand-select every natural diamond we sell, from the finest diamond cutters in the world, direct to you, all at the guaranteed best price in the state.
Say, will you with Williams?
Where Colorado shines.
Williams Jewelers, we can make diamonds
Williams Jewelers in Cherry Creek North on 3rd Avenue between Fillmore and Detroit, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche.
One iced coffee?
$1, please.
For real? No way. One iced coffee?
$1, please.
For real? No way. What a deal.
Your new morning groove. Iced coffee from McDonald's, any size for just $1 until 11 a.m. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
I am down 60 pounds with SodaWeightLoss.com, and the weight came off naturally. And I'll tell you, having my own nutritionist, someone who was always available by text, made all the difference. It's real support from a real person. That keeps you consistent. SodaWeightLoss.com is the #1 weight loss company in America for client satisfaction and results. Clients look and feel just like I do, 10 years younger. You're moving easier, you sleep better, you get your confidence back, and it is awesome. And with nearly 9,000 plus positive Google reviews, the results speak for themselves. And here's the best part. Join now, and your partner joins for free. You start together, you support each other, and you both get younger feeling, healthier versions of yourselves. Go to SodaWeightLoss.com. That's SodaWeightLoss.com, SOTA weightloss.com. Learn how to eat, what to eat, and when to eat, and transform your life, just like I did with SodaWeightLoss.com. Soda Weight Loss is, say it with me, state of the art.
It's Reaction Monday, powered by Silter Har Motors. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
All right, so a question about Sean Payton and the impact of his decision-making yesterday. Sean, I heard James Marilat wrote this at DenverSports.com.
When you write it, James been on one. He's been on one.
I think first thing this morning. I think he wakes up at like 5 in the morning and writes that a Monday morning, like Monday with Marilat.
Wakes up, he says, "Hate on my heart. Let's go."
Let me get this hate out of me.
Let me just get it off my chest right now.
But I think that there's something to what he said, and I'm not saying it's gospel, okay? But he said Sean Payton is the biggest reason that the Broncos were in the AFC Championship game, and he's also the biggest reason that they're not going to the Super Bowl. And with that sort of sentiment in mind, and I'm not saying that's your opinion, I mostly co-sign it. Mostly.
Why though? Like players make plays, players win games.
Yep.
There was a bunch of opportunities missed throughout a 60-minute football game.
Yep.
Bad decision by Sean in the 4th and 1. But he's also not the one out there that has to make these plays. There were some plays that were dialed up that just weren't made. So although Sean is a part of the reason why they're not going to the Super Bowl, that's a fact. He's the head coach.
Right.
You also got to point your finger to everybody that was out there.
Yeah. No, you're right. I think that maybe that's too much. Maybe that's too much of like that statement that I said from James that he's the reason. That's I think there's something to it. I think is maybe what I'm more trying to say. I think there's something to that he impacted the Broncos' chances on playing in the Super Bowl. But to think that it's Sean Payton's fault in a vacuum is just too much. I want to ask, though, just how much do you think that impacted your view of Sean, if at all?
You know, Sean is who Sean is. He is not changing. And that's the beauty of who Sean is. He's the reason why we are here. He's built something in those guys that they believe that they could do this. Nobody else thought they could go to a Super Bowl but Sean Payton. Let's be real. Okay, we sat here, we talked about Sean and what he said, and we're like, why would you do that? Why would you put pressure on your team? And yet his team was one game away, one quarter or half away from the Super Bowl. You end up missing your starting quarterback.
Right.
Unfortunate, right? We know that Bo Nix is the identity of the offense, and now he's gone.
There's no way. This is my opinion, because I don't know if you share it, but in my opinion, if Bo Nix plays, Broncos are going to the Super Bowl.
Well, my opinion on it is you have a better chance. I don't know if you go to the Super Bowl, even with Bo Nix, with the weather. We have not seen Bo Nix thrive in weather. Now, for Drake May, it was a buildup. Drake May had 2 home games, very cold, the first one against the Chargers, and it was like this, okay, slushy cold, snow all over the place against the Houston Texans. So he was a little bit more used to like this type of weather going into this game. For Bo Nix, it's been sunshines and rainbows, literally been 60 degrees or higher for all their games, whether they're in a dome or they're just playing out and it's just nice weather for them, home or away.
Except for the Bills game. That was the first game at home this year when it was less than 60 degrees.
Exactly, but there was no rain or snow going on, which changes the game. So with that being said, I don't even know if Bo Nix is able to win that game in that weather, throw in that weather, because we sit here and say it all the time. Jarrett Stidham made some plays, and his teammates around him failed him. Cortland Sutton, Lil Jordan Humphrey, Tyler Bidet, Jaleel McLaughlin, they did not do their part by catching their balls, all right, to sustain drives or make it easier to get and pick up that first down when it's third and manageable, which we said that needed to happen if the Denver Broncos were going to win.
I think you got to throw the offensive line in there too.
Throw them in there.
They did not play well.
Throw them in there.
Man, I'm watching Barmore kind of dominate
the tackle, right?
Quinn Miners, yeah. Like Quinn Miners, first team All-Pro. There was 2 different occasions where Christian Barmore really had his way up front. And yeah, it's...
So I don't know how I would I'm trying to figure out the blame pie with Sean. I don't want to give Sean like half because it's not just about Sean in one play. Like there was multiple plays to be had out there that just weren't. And players make plays, players win the damn games. That's how it always has been. So Sean's going to get some of the blame pie, but everybody else has to pick up the rest, pick up the slack, make your field goals, period.
Man, oh man, oh man, oh man.
We're so upset we want to blame just one person. But this is a team sport, right? Even when the quarterbacks have success, you have to have an offensive line. You have to have running backs. You have to have receivers. Defensively, you have to have the trenches have to be secured in order for safeties, linebackers, cornerbacks to do their job. This is a team sport, and when you win as a team, and you lose as that damn team.
Well, man, it's gutting.
It is. It sucks.
Being so close. And the thought look, I've said the phrase repeatedly here over the last few months. I think the Broncos are just getting started. But
now you want to take it back?
No, because
you said, but I was just playing.
No, because big picture, I know that's true. Okay, but you also don't know how windows work in sports. You just set the NFL record for most one possession wins. You had the divisional round in Denver and the AFC Championship game in Denver.
But you didn't have your starting quarterback.
Right. But you also, didn't have to go up against Mahomes and a dynasty this go around or Lamar Jackson, Burrow, I'm sure will be so we can't act like the Broncos won't be the only team that get better, and I just think of, someone like the Buffalo Bills. Dude, you had that game 1 in Arrowhead 13 seconds 4 years ago.
Crazy.
And you just assume that, well, they'll be back. Josh is young, ascending it. Well, no. Right now, it looks like the window for the Bills to win a Super Bowl has closed.
But also, you sit here all the time and talk about the stability of just that organization. I think that's the difference here with Greg Penner, with George, with Sean. Is like they're different than the Buffalo Bills.
Oh,
for
yeah.
the Bills,
significantly
you're not
so.
helping Josh out.
No.
You're hurting him more than helping him throughout the years when he's in his prime. Here with Greg Penner having as much money as they have, George and Sean, they know that window can close. They know that at some point they're going to have to pay Bo Nix. And when you pay your quarterback, you have to let people go. So they know they're going to have to be really aggressive during the offseason to make sure they put the right pieces in front of Bo so they can get back to, we hope to be number 1 seed again, but let's just get to the Super Bowl now. Just find a way to win these damn games.
I have to ask the question about the retractable roof. Could that be one of the last snow games that we ever see in Denver to that degree? And we'll sort of lay out why I'm asking the question next.
Jarrett Stidham came out on fire, but ultimately couldn't overcome the Patriots' defense. With bad weather and no run game, did Denver's offensive inconsistency finally catch up to them? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
What's going on, everybody? When you're dealing with joint pain, you don't just want guesswork. You want a real plan. And that's why I send people to RegenRx in Denver. Their professionalism is on another level. The moment you walk in, they break everything down for you. Maybe it's Wharton's jelly to support the joints, or maybe it's the shockwave therapy to wake up the blood flow back up. Whatever your situation is, they are going to sit you down, map it out step by step. And they don't just treat you once and disappear. No. RegenRx even builds a 6-month booster to help your results keep feeling strong. And that's how you know they're serious about long-term performance. But here's the part that everybody loves the most. Their consultation is completely free. You heard me, it's free. No risk, no commitment, just a real answer. If you're dealing with degenerative joints or pain that's slowing you down, this is your chance to see if their treatments can help you out. Look, if joint pain is stealing your explosiveness, your confidence, and your ability to keep up with your kids, stop pushing through it. Your quality of life matters. Guys, you matter. So you need to give RegenRx a call today at 303-630-9770 for your free consultation. Invest in your future self and let them know that Phillip Lindsay sent you.
HelloFresh makes home cooking nutritious, delicious, and exciting. You excited when you get those freezer-burnt, pre-packaged meals in the mail? I know I'm not. Go to HelloFresh.com to explore plans and menus because nothing hits like home cooking.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here for my friends at Cutarelli Vision. I wore glasses for a long time, but when I started needing reading glasses to see menus, text, read stats, to see my computer, I decided to go to Dr. Cutarelli at Cutarelli Vision for refractive lens exchange. It was a game changer for me, and it could be for you too. Join Dr. Cutarelli for his live webinar this Wednesday at noon to learn about refractive lens exchange from Cutarelli Vision. This free webinar is the perfect opportunity to meet Dr. Cutarelli and have him answer all your questions about RLE, like what is refractive lens exchange? How is it different from LASIK or EVO ICL? Why can't you develop a cataract after RLE? Cutarelli Vision is Colorado's most experienced with over 90,000 vision correction procedures. He can tell you when it's your right time for RLE, like he did me. So register for the webinar at coloradorle.com. It's this Wednesday at noon. coloradorle.com.
Save more on the brands pros trust at Lowe's. Right now, get up to 35% off select major appliances and choose from our wide lineup of top brands. Plus, save $100 on a Little Giant 22-foot multi-position ladder, now just $189. Built for strength, flexibility, and job site versatility. Pros, these savings will only be here for a limited time. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 1/30 while supplies last. Selection varies by location. See Lowe's.com for more details.
This year's tax changes. Better not get caught snoozing. Miss one deduction, lose thousands. Not amusing.
Big tax changes can mean bigger refunds at Jackson Hewitt. And right now, get $100 just to try us.
Don't worry, tax filers. If money is tight, get $100 from Jackson Hewitt, so you'll sleep better at night.
Limited time offer for new clients. Participating locations only. Details at jacksonhewitt.com.
When the new year hits, every business could use a little something to stay ahead. A lift, a jump start, an edge, or perhaps a boost. Like the all-new 5-year business boost from Comcast Business. It's the certainty of a price lock for 5 years on qualifying internet bundles. Plus, you'll have the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment, so your whole team can stay connected at a great rate. And to sweeten the deal, ask about a $500 prepaid card when you add 2 lines of mobile. It's the boost your business deserves. So sign up for the 5-year business boost and get a 5-year price lock on ultra-reliable Wi-Fi. Plus, ask about a $500 prepaid card. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 3/22/26. New customers only. 1-year contract required for guaranteed rate. 5-year pricing applies to monthly service charge excluding taxes and fees. Best Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
New deals, new wheels. AutoNation's New Year, New Wheels event is going on now. Drive any new or used vehicle 0 down and 0 payments for 90 days. Save thousands on Toyotas, Fords, Hondas, Chevys, Mercedes-Benz, and more. 0 down and 0 payments for 90 days. Hurry to your nearest AutoNation store today or AutoNation.com. On select models with approved credit. Interest accrues from date of purchase on deferred payments. See store for details.
IRS notices piling up already this year? Now's the best time to take control before penalties snowball. Advanced Tax Solutions has helped thousands resolve IRS problems fast. Get ahead of an IRS problem by talking to the team I trust at Advanced Tax Solutions now.
Stay up to date on the Broncos with our 9 News Broncos insider Mike Kliss. Presented by Fitness Gallery. Hear the latest from every practice and every game every single week during football season. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan. It's Reaction Monday, powered by Silter Har Motors. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
All right, final segment here on a Reaction Monday. It's been a really interesting show to sort of navigate our way through and how we feel. And it's
like crap, man. One game away, one half away from the Super Bowl. We were gonna be there.
Yeah, we're gonna get sent.
Being able to talk with the players and get the feel of it, be able to tell our listeners what's going on.
Yeah.
And now no.
It really does. I hate pulling this card, and I can't remember even 3 other times I've said it, because as I told you in the past, like you win or lose. Like you play the game, you win or lose.
That's
okay? But there's the separate compartment for yesterday that, man, and just forgive me in advance, but I felt like the Broncos were the better team, and I can't prove it. I'm not drawing from substance.
Yeah.
They lost.
Yeah.
They lost. But, man, I'll probably always feel like that. And I'll probably always feel that way about this sequence.
It's been a magical year.
It really has been. And I've been trying to keep that in mind, too, and, like, the gratitude of this journey.
But the ultimate goal is getting to a Super Bowl, to win the Super Bowl if you're a player, right? Win the Super Bowl. For the fans, we want that parade. It's just like this whole year has been some type of drama has happened. And for the most part, it's been good for us.
Yeah,
we end up on top.
Very dramatic.
But then towards the end of the year, everything switched. Right? We were the team that was the most healthiest.
Yep.
Other teams out there were missing their quarterbacks.
Yep.
And then we finally miss our quarterback when it matters the most.
Isn't that something?
Insane.
It's cruel. It's cruel. The retractable roof conversation.
Yeah. Hit me with it.
The Broncos are going to build a stadium.
It's coming.
It's going to have a retractable roof. And if that's the setting, that same exact sequence and setting, but it happens 7 years from now, and you have the option to close the roof, do you do it?
I mean, I'm going to take a more old school approach because I don't have to play anymore. As a player, hell yeah, you do it. You don't want to play in snow or rain. Like, it's already hard enough to compete at a high level and hold on to the damn football. Now you're adding elements. I mean, it's hard. Now, me being a fan and what other players have done in the past, they've been dealing with the weather for forever and still being able to overcome it and win a Super Bowl or get to a Super Bowl. So, yeah, I would keep it the same. Keep it the same. The snow, the atmosphere, that's something that we can use in our favor to help us out. We just, this year, we were lucky to have the sunshine and the 60-degree weather for majority of the time. We didn't get used to being in the cold, which is just a different beast.
I put a poll out on Twitter a few hours ago, and I says, as Broncos build their new stadium in the coming years, where do you stand on a retractable roof? Having it avoids the slog of that second half yesterday, but eliminates a classic setting of quote-unquote football weather. And 66, and maybe it wouldn't be this high, but the recency of me asking the question after what happened to the Broncos in the second half, so just take that into consideration. But 66, over 800 people have voted on this. 66% said bring on the roof. And so I think reasonable minds can disagree on this. Now, under the radar fact In the playoffs, pretty sure the NFL votes. The actual league decides.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I believe, Dante, is that right?
Yeah, someone actually texted in that, and I did a little of my own research, and it sounds like the team gets to decide for all the regular season games, but once you go to the playoffs, the league decides.
Okay.
Scripted. That's good. Like, why does the league get to decide during the playoffs? Like, oh, okay, you're getting ready to play the Bills. Let's just say you're playing the Bills. The Bills are going to be used to the snow.
See,
and they come to home here and the snow, and it's like, hey,
I watched Cincinnati going to Buffalo and put it on them during a snowstorm.
But since he's cold, too, and they're outdoors.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true.
I just don't get it. Like, what?
Speaking of the script, okay, and this phrase, the script, this did not exist 5 years ago. This phrase.
Oh, you're warming up to it.
The script was brought to our lexicon by Arian Foster, who said the NFL is actually scripted. This is, I don't know, what do you think, 3 or 4 years ago?
3 or 4 years ago, 5 at the most.
Okay, yeah, he said the NFL is actually scripted. The league comes to the teams. It's a show. And
you are performing.
Well,
you are performing.
Of course, this caused a absolute stir at the time. But you'll hear people say that casually, the way that you do, pretty regularly.
I got one in my locker.
I have the script.
Oh, the rehearse. I'm going to have to rehearse it. I break my damn ankle. How do you do that?
So, but man, this is weird. So, in the summer, or maybe it was September, the league itself put out a picture, and it was at the start of the season, and it was basically the messaging was like, time for another season, or it was like Road to Super Bowl 60. That's what it was. It was a big Super Bowl 60 logo, and it was art. It was art. So someone drew it up, and they had basically like every team's most significant player featured in this like rendering. And they're all looking at the Super Bowl logo. So you only see the names on the back of their jersey. Bo Nix is not the player for the Broncos. And obviously Bo Nix got hurt in the playoffs.
Yep.
But the two players, you can't make this up, the two players that are standing closest to the Lombardi Trophy and the Super Bowl logo is Drake May and Sam Darnold.
Like, come on. Come on. Hey, the script. What entity is at the top? We don't know. We don't know, Z.
The Freemasons.
Hey, I'll tell you. Some freaky stuff going on.
Oh, man. You can't make it up.
You're warming up to it, too, buddy.
Oh, my gosh.
You are.
Maybe. All right, we're going to leave it there for now. We're going to come back tomorrow with maybe even a renewed spirit after kind of drudging through it, our emotions today, and we'll see. But plenty of meat left on the bone, and we'll get to that tomorrow. We'll be back at 2 o'clock. We step aside for now. It's Denver Sports Tonight with Mike Rice and Dante Gomez next.
You can look all over, but no.
Sean Payton said he couldn't coach scared this week, and he certainly followed through. But did his aggressive mindset cost the Broncos a shot at the Super Bowl? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
What's going on, gentlemen? The new year is here, and improving your health is probably high on your resolutions list. But when you're tired all the time, low on energy, not sleeping well, and are not seeing the results that you want in the gym, staying motivated can be impossible. And here's the truth. Those aren't just signs of getting older. That's a sign that maybe you're dealing with low testosterone. And if that's the case, then you need to go see my guys at Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic because they're experts in treating low testosterone and other men's sexual health conditions. They've successfully treated tens of thousands of men that are dealing with low T, and a lot of these men see amazing differences that these treatments can make in their life. So if you're like these guys out there that are dealing with low T, within just a few weeks of doing their treatments, you'll feel your energy return, the brain fog will go away, your sleep will improve as with those workouts, and that sex drive that we all deserve to have will be significantly enhanced as well. Most men wait a year or longer, and there is no need to wait. Don't go another year dealing with low T. We have 5 locations out there to serve you as well. Okay, you can go to Fort Collins, North Denver, Central Denver, Castle Rock, and Colorado Springs. So give them a call today at 720-440-7900 or visit RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. That's RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Is your money doing everything it can for you? Like automatically pushing more of your money to savings every day?
I don't think so.
Then switch to Huntington Bank. And let's get more from money. Huntington Bank. Welcome. Eligibility requirements apply. Some features may require enrollment.
Hey Broncos country, it's Terrell Davis here. It's a new year. It's time to work on a new you.
At Fitness Gallery, we have deals everywhere, up to 50% off. Visit one of Fitness Gallery's 7 convenient locations from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins. We have you covered.
Okay, does this happen to anybody else? You sit down with a juicy QPC, some McNuggets, and those golden fries from McDonald's. Then you take a long sip of your Sprite because you can still hear your mama saying, don't fill up on that drink before you eat your food. But you're grown now, so you do what you want.
Share and share alike with the 20-piece McNuggets from McDonald's for just $6. Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Are you worrying about those upcoming credit card bills after the holidays? If you're a homeowner, there's no better time than now to call American Financing and wipe out that debt, eliminate the stress, and set yourself up for a strong 2026. The Fed dropped rates for the 4th time in December. American Financing can help you access that equity in your home at an interest rate in the low 5s. You heard that right, in the low 5s. That is a much lower rate than the average 20% or more credit card rate. American Financing is saving their customers an average of $800 a month. That's like a $10,000 raise to start the new year. There are no upfront fees and no obligation to see how much you can save. And they are closing some in as fast as 10 days and even delaying 2 mortgage payments. American Financing, Colorado's home for home loans. Call them today at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000 or online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org. APR for rates in the 5 start at 6.196% for well-qualified buyers. Call 303-695-7000 for details about credit costs and terms.
Dan Jacobs with 303 Law 4040. Hey, I got a real cool story I wanted to share with you. Many years ago, my lovely wife Kimberly wrote down a prayer that said, God, make me a lighthouse so I can be a light to others when they're in a dark place. She filed that card away both in her heart and her prayer box. And then about 3 years ago, I asked my wife to leave her job in corporate America and come help me open up 303 Law 4040. And she absolutely loves it. She really feels like helping other people when they are hurting and don't know what to do is her calling. So here's the really cool part. A few weeks ago, a client came in to pick up a check and said to Kim, I really want to thank you. You were a lighthouse to me when I was in a dark place. It gave me chills when Kim told me that. If you've been hurt in an accident, it really is our honor to help you in your time of need. Call us anytime at 303 Law 4040, where you always get to speak directly with me or my lovely wife, Kimberly. That's 303 Law 4040. Go ahead, save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. It's 303 Law 4040.
What's up, everybody? It's Cecil. You'd love new windows. I'd love new windows. That's why I went to Window Nation. Why? Because I live in Roxborough. I deal with a ton of wind and cold winter months. Well, that means the higher heat bills. I don't want that. Well, how do you fight that? You fight it with new windows. Right now, Window Nation's buy 4, get 4 windows free sale. You can get them with 0 down, 0 monthly payments, and 0 interest for 2 years. It's time.